Mike.
Against Aberdeen this last weekend, and the last time we played Watertown, we swept them as well. So how are we feeling about this weekend?
Looking forward to it. Toros had a good showing in Aberdeen, a good showing in St. Cloud as well the weekend before that. Last 4 games, only 2 goals allowed combined. So Toros are playing really strong hockey right now, and looking forward to what is really our only full home weekend in almost a 2-month stretch.
Yeah. You excited, Evan?
Yeah, it should be a good series here at Mesa Arena.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's take a look at the recap of last Saturday's 3-0 shutout win over the Aberdeen Wings.
Billy Batten got the scoring started midway through the first period. Batten reading the pass like a book in the attacking zone, and then fired it over Wings goalie Damon Cunningham to give the Toros a 1-0 lead. With under a minute to go in the first, Jordan Gibbs found Gavin Middendorf up the right side of the ice, and Middendorf went upstairs once again over Cunningham. Toros taking a 2-0 lead. Middendorf would strike again in the third period, right off the draw, taking a one-timer for his third goal of the weekend. The score of 3-0 would stand as the Toros picked up the weekend sweep, and Gavin Middendorf picked up his 7th goal in as many games with the Toros.
Yeah, he's been lighting it up, like you mentioned, since he was picked up over Christmas break. Pretty much a goal a game. I think it's fair to say that Cody Campbell won that trade. Yeah,
absolutely. And looking back at that game, a 43-save shutout for Lucas Fedin. He's been playing out of his mind over the past couple of weeks. He's let up just 2 goals over the past 2 weekends.
Yeah, I thought he was snubbed for Central Division Star of the Week, but I think more honors heading his way in the near future.
All right, well, let's turn our attention back to tonight's game against Watertown with a look at the updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Company of Minot. So our Minotauros currently stand at 25-9-1 as we are 3rd in the Central Division, and the Watertown Shamrocks are 9-24-3 as they stand at 8th, also last in the Central Division.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, Lauren, Toros 2-0 against these guys. You look at the numbers, almost at reverse, right? Toros scoring 3.69 goals. Shamrocks giving up 3.36, Toros only allowing 1.77, Watertown scoring less than 2 goals a game. Special team numbers, they match up as well. Really, on paper, this should be a walk weekend for the Toros, but we've seen this Watertown team has gotten hot of late. Winners of 4 of their 6 games coming out of Christmas break, including 2 weekend splits with Austin, so got to play the games.
Yeah, and that's something that Cody Campbell and Billy Batten mentioned it yesterday in an interview. This is a very different Watertown team than the Toros saw back in November, so it'll be interesting to see how this weekend compares with the series on Black Friday weekend last year.
Yeah, and aside from those splits with Austin, a weekend sweep of the Mallards, so you know, this team, they're probably feeling as good as they've felt, well, with this being their first year ever, really.
Yeah, they're probably not feeling like number 8 there. All right, it's time to look at our Minotauros Booster Club players to watch, and I'm going to kick it off with my choice of Davin Nichols. He played a big part in that first series that we played, the only series that we played against the Shamrocks Black Friday weekend. He also scored, since, just like Ken mentioned, this is a new team in the Null, that he scored the first goal, the first Toros goal against the Shamrocks on November 29th. He also tends to put people in the penalty box, and we talked about, the Shamrocks tend to like to stay in the penalty box. So I think it'll be an interesting night tonight with Davin.
I'm going to go with the record watch. Jack O'Hannison, 3 points from pulling even with Trevor Stahoyak with the 118 career points in Cream and Cardinal. That'd be the most by any player. So going up against a team that's given up a lot of goals this season, a good chance for O'Hanny, if not tonight, certainly this weekend, to hopefully pull even with Stacks.
I'm going with Billy Batten. Batten has goals in each of his past 3 games, and his total is now up to 16 on the season, which is tied for the team lead. He's been a big part of this 5-game win streak, and I expect him to continue that play tonight.
Not only is it a 3-game goal streak, all 3 of those goals were the game winners. So 3 in a row with the game-winning goal for Batten.
A good choice there. And that'll bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
First off, I'm going to go with blast off. You know, Watertown has shown themselves to be a feisty team since the break, winning, like I said, 4 of 6. Toros need to get a good start and prevent Watertown from gaining some confidence. I think that'll be a huge key tonight. Is we saw, the splits with Austin, the sweep of the Mallards. If they get the first goal, like the Toros have been giving up a lot lately, they'll get some confidence. They'll be a tougher team to play against. Second home key group, key to the game, one small step. The Toros need to keep doing the little things and having those build to success. I think that was a huge key in St. Cloud, and again, at least Friday night in Aberdeen, the Toros were building the play up, making good, smart decisions all the way up the ice. Things got a little wacky on Saturday. We saw Lucas had to make 43 saves, but he made them all, and that was really the reason the Toros were able to get the win. And our third home key group, key to the game, is light this candle. We're expecting huge crowds. I mean, we were already over 1,800 tickets sold on Wednesday, I think. So we're ahead of our usual pace. Should be a packed house tonight. We've seen when this building's been full, there have been a few times where the Toros have started a little bit slow and you could feel the uneasiness in the building. I think if the Toros can pop one early, blow the roof off this place and just turn it into a party all weekend long.
I like that last one. Turn it into a party. It better be a party tonight, guys. All right, and that, Minotauros fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Toros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game. Starting with our 4 Bears Sportsbook over-unders, we have total Toros goals over-under 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under here. I think the Toros are going to get out to an early lead. Lucas Vedin has been very sharp, so I almost think there's going to be no need for the Shamrocks to pull their goalie. I don't think there's going to be an empty netter. I am going to go the under here.
I'm going to take the over. Toros averaging 3.69, like we covered in the Noodles numbers, so they're over that 3 typically. A lot of those have been empty netters late in close games, but ultimately, Watertown's 8th place. I expect the Toros to come out and make a statement, so I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well. I tend to go over with these, like I say every week, but I'm going to go over. We haven't been back in the Mesa since the beginning of January. We tend to like to score here early on to get the crowd loud and active, and I'm going to go with over. Our second one is total Toros power play goals over under 0.5.
I'm going to take the over on this one as well. Top-ranked power play in the league against one of the worst penalty kills in the league. And also, shame on us, no one picked Ian Spencer for a home game to be the player to watch. So Spence on the power play seems like a pretty good spot to look, so I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over here as well. Just like Ken just said, the stats, plain and simple right there. And I would love to see Ian Spencer do it, so there you go.
I'm going to take the over here. I think, right, you look at penalty minutes, and that's an area that the Shamrocks have struggled in. You mentioned just how good the Toros are on the power play, top of the league. I think they're going to cash in on one of their opportunities tonight.
I love that we all agreed on that one. And our last one is total Toros defenseman goals over under 0.5. This one I would usually go over on, but this one I'm going to go under. Actually, looking at the stats from the last time we played the Watertown Shamrocks, none of our goals were due to a defenseman, so I think they play that toward their strengths. So I'm going to go under on that one.
I'm going to take the over here. I think Adam Mahler's going to get one tonight. Mahler's 11 goals, second most in the league by a defenseman, and I think he's fired 100 shots, which is the most in the league by a defenseman. I think he finds the back of the net tonight.
Toros defensemen have been among the league's best group, over 20 goals out of the defense group as a whole, but I'm going to take the under here as well. I just have a feeling, the way the Toros forward group has been clicking along, there won't be much need for help from the back end, so I'm going to take the under, and hopefully we just see the forwards putting up the goals tonight. That'll bring us to our McDonald's Toros trivia question. Going into play tonight, how many Toros have had 100 career points or more? Options 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I'm gonna sit out on this one. I know the answer. Don't wanna ruin this one.
Oh, awesome!
So
Everyone just looks at me. Okay. I don't know the answer to this question. I'm gonna go with how many Toros have had 100 more career points. That's, again, Ken doesn't like to play nice with these multiple choice questions, as he didn't give room for error here. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to go with 3. C is usually the safe answer there, so I'm going to go with the safe answer. But other than that, do y'all have any final thoughts on the game tonight against Watertown?
Yeah, I think, Ken, you touched on it a little bit earlier. It's about getting going early on. You saw that series against North Iowa. That was one of the reasons the Toros struggled on that Friday night game. Didn't get going early. Going to be a packed house tonight. You know, you get on the board early. This is a more talented team than the Shamrocks. I think if they can score in the first, they're going to cruise to victory tonight.
Yeah, I think a good start is important overall, not just in this game, but for a set of 4 in a row against these guys, 2 here, then 2 there. You really want to make a statement. If you can come out and have a big win, you maybe demoralize the Shamrocks a little bit, right? So you come out and you can get up, blow them out tonight, then it really sets the tone for the following 4. A close game sets up tougher battles the rest of the way, but we'll see.
All right, and before we lead you out, I just wanted to mention you probably saw these lovely green cowbells in front of us. We are doing a giveaway tomorrow night, now that I have your attention. Tomorrow night, with the first 1,000 people in the building, we'll get a North Star Community Credit Union green cowbell. So just another reason to make noise, so you better be here tomorrow and make it loud. But that'll do it for the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. Now we'll turn it over to Josh Carlock for tonight's starting lineup.
Good evening, Toro fans. The Minotauros welcome you to the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena for tonight's matchup between the Watertown Shamrocks and your Minotauros. Are you ready for some Minotauros hockey? Welcome to the ice, your Minotauros! Now it's time to meet your SRT Communications starting lineup. In goal from Stockholm, Sweden, number 60, Lucas Sweden. On defense from Oregon, Wisconsin, number 77, Landon Levy. On defense from Ancaster, Ontario, number 42, Adam Mahler. And left wing from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, number 34, Billy Batten. At center from Roma, Finland, number 10, Jesse Uhala. At right wing from Troy, Michigan, number 7, Jack O'Hannison. And your Magic City Discovery Center captain, Maverick Johnson. Your Toros are led by head coach Cody Campbell. He is assisted by Tyler Ebner and Owen Wazalenchuk. Toro fans, at this time, we ask that you rise as you're able as the Minot Air Force Base Honor Guard presents our nation's colors. Performing the anthem is the Bel Air Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Toro fans, we too have 3 ceremonial puck drops.
The Toros are back home at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena as they take on the Watertown Shamrocks here on this lovely Friday evening. Hello, everyone. I'm Evan Epstein alongside Ken Oda. Ken, the Toros come in on a 5-game winning streak, and now this is the first of 4 straight games against the 8th place Watertown Shamrocks.
Yeah, a chance for the Toros to really start to climb up the standings. If you had told me, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving when the Toros played the Bobcats, that the Toros would have a chance of chasing the Bobcats down, at that point the Bobcats had still not lost, I think, all but 1 game in regulation. The Toros now 25-9-1. The Bobcats 28-5-2. So just a 7-point gap between the two teams. Toros have 4 left with Bismarck. So really a chance, as long as the Toros take care of business, to still go out and win the division.
Yeah, and just 1 point behind the Austin Bruins in 2nd place. So like you said, if the Toros take care of business, it is certainly doable And looking at the Watertown Shamrocks, yes, they are in 8th place, but as you heard in the pregame show, they've played better than their record as of late. After losing, they lost their last game against Austin, but prior to that, they had won 4 in a row.
Yeah, a good stretch for the Shamrocks, a split with Austin, a sweep of the Mallards, and another split with Austin. So you look at the standings, you go, okay, this is a team that's only won 9 games all season long, but 4 of those have come in the last 6. They're playing better hockey, and I think a big part of that, you start to look up and down the roster. They've made some roster moves. They now have 9 players with North American Hockey League experience. They picked up Zach Boren from New Mexico Ice Dogs, William Shepard from Anchorage Wolverines, Cam Markham from the Wisconsin Wendigo, Ryan Ginger from the El Paso Rhinos, Carter Sproul from Oklahoma, Spencer Stansberry from Lone Star. So they went out and they made changes to this roster to get better, and it's certainly worked thus far.
And Phil Lashaw has stepped up in goal for them. You know, the Shamrocks just 9-24-3. Lashaw is 7-9-1 as we're underway here in Minot. The Shamrocks quickly dumping it in. Mahler down to retrieve. Mahler gets it down to the corner for Yahala. Yahala racing up the right side of the ice. Yahala enters the zone, but quickly has it taken away. Now it's Chartier dumping it down. Chartier trying to chase down his own puck, jammed up with Mahler and Yahala. Yahala spins away with it.
Toros should, nope, apparently not getting an early power play.
Yahala was tripped up there, throwing it in front of the net was Landon Fleming. Now coming the other way, it's Travis Lafleur. Lafleur up the right side. Nice stick work there from Jesse Yahala. Shamrock still have it, trying to pass it across the ice, but intercepted there by Adam Mahler, and Mahler quickly clears the zone.
He got help from Jack O'Hannison, and then Mahler with a good clear.
Mikish sends that one off the boards and down behind the net. Mikish now in the far corner, jammed up by Hubert Clark. Up to the point for Lafleur, a long shot into the glove of Lucas Fedin.
Several fans checking in on social already. The Kowitz clan here at the Mesa. Dorothy and Mike Small from Orland Park, Illinois. The McLeods from the Thief River Falls tournament. Patrick Johnson, Lucas Sweden's dad, checking in. Wally Mock is home resting from surgery, but the rest of the family is here. The Longs watching on NAHL TV in Colorado Springs. The Russell crew from across the way. Sally B and the Chicago crew are aboard. The Nices are in Arizona. And Dean O'Hanny's dad watching in Michigan on NAHL TV. We'll get to more as we go.
Ginger wins the draw for the Shamrocks as it quickly goes around. Clark to chase it down for the Toros. That pass off the boards intercepted by Braden Jockums. Jockums going to flip that one off and gets it at the far half wall. Jockums now sends it around for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs can't control it, and back around it goes to the far corner. Gibbs crashing up against the wall, up for Jockums at the point. Jockums over to Clark. Clark, long shot from the left side, is tipped up into the netting.
Toros.
So we're going to get a draw here coming in the Shamrock zone. With 18 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in the first period, the Shamrocks have the only shot on goal. It wasn't a dangerous one, not much work for Lucas Vedin. John Small to take the draw for the Toros. And the Shamrocks control it. Up on the near side, it's Middendorf. Middendorf had that one poked free and beyond the blue line. Now it's Ty James. James going to fire that one around up to the near side, and that one's going to be flipped out of the zone. James right back down. Lashaw with his arm up in the air. He's not going to get the icing call there. Here come the Shamrocks. It's White Rabbit. White Rabbit up the left side. White Rabbit fires that one around the boards. Comes up to the right point for Bartley. Bartley sends it right back down off the far glass. And that one's going to find the netting as Delevka was trying to shimmy that puck right back around. So with 17 minutes and 31 seconds to play, we'll get a drop to the right of Lucas Vedin.
It actually looks like they'll move it out to neutral ice. They'll say it was chipped out of play by The Shamrocks, a couple more check-ins. Betsy Patterson in Sacramento, California. Jacob Smith, Eliza Clark cheering for Hubert Clark.
Now it's Fleming. Fleming up for Batten. Batten trying to clear the zone, and they do. Up for Yahala. Yahala had that one poked free, and here comes Sproul. Sproul with the 2-on-1 in front of the net. A save by Svedin, and the Toros coming back with numbers the other way. Batten's going to flip that down too far in front of Jesse Yahala. Goes for icing with 17 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in the first.
Draw will come all the way back down. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Toros still looking for their first shot on goal. It's been a strong start for the Shamrocks, but just one shot on goal for them, thanks in part to the nice sliding breakup by Fleming for the Toros on that last 2-on-1.
Yeah, the Shamrocks definitely had numbers there, and it looked like one might have got through to Svedin, but apparently not. Quick shot sent in off the stick and to the near corner. Sproul lost the handle on that one as Jesse Yahala made his pressure known. Shamrocks are going to dump that one back in and go and chase it down on the forecheck. Toros deal with the pressure nicely, though, as it's Ohanesen. Ohanesen over to Yahala on the left side. Yahala firing that one back in toward the center of the ice, looking for Adam Mahler. Mahler tied up, but Dane Ramirez gets in there, and Ramirez gets it around for Yahala. Yahala looking back in for Ramirez, had it tipped right back. Now it's Davin Nichols. Nichols up for Gibbs on the half wall. Gibbs taking it down into the corner. Back inside, Sabulis couldn't get that one to go.
Good play crashing the front of the net for Sabulis.
Nice job by Jordan Gibbs to put that one down and keep it in.
Just fended off well by Lachey.
Sabulis with a lot of physicality here on his first shift as the Shamrocks are able to clear the puck all the way down the ice. Tui will start the breakout here for the Toros. Quickly up for Middendorf. Middendorf right side for Tui. White Rabbit picks it up and sends it back around for Brantley as the Shamrocks quickly turn it over.
Sloppy start both ways at times. Just one shot on goal each way through the first 4+ of this game.
Spencer was looking for Middendorf with the long pass, went off the toe of his stick. Middendorf trying to chase it down, had it taken away. Lafleur, center of the ice now, back for Lafleur, and Lafleur couldn't get there. John Small racing the other way alongside Ian Spencer. Small on the left side, in for Spencer. Shot rebounds, but a Shamrock got to it first. It was Ryan Ginger.
Something for the Toros to look for. Low shot created a rebound. Something keep an eye on. Poor rebound control there for Lachey, but Toros couldn't get to it in time, but perhaps you can create a few more and find the back of the net.
It was Ryan Ginger who got to the puck first. Ginger taking it up into neutral, gave it to Travis Lafleur. A short rebound there from Lucas Svedin, but not much trouble for the Toros goaltender.
Got Paul and Susan Zielikowski in Deming, New Mexico. The Newmans from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Skopik family from Chicago cheering on Spence and Small, and Taya and Ed from Mokina, Illinois.
Toros control it back for Mahler. Mahler around the boards. Jockums was hit, but the puck still got beyond the blue line. Ginger coming back up for Gallo. Gallo on the right side. Gallo shot from a tough angle, saved by Svedin, goes behind the net. Now still in front, and that one's going to go out to the right corner. Carter, the long one-timer. Svedin was a little bit late getting over there, but still there in time to make the save and to cover it up.
This is the line you'd like to see start to get going for the Toros. Noah Gibbs, Braden Jochum both joined the Toros after Christmas break. This just the 5th game of Noah Gibbs' Toro career. No points yet for him on his 5th contest, and for Jochums, I believe this is his 6th.
And both
just the one assist.
Both Jochums and Owens just one assist over their past 5 games. Here's Ramirez, Dane Ramirez trying to get it inside to Davin Nichols. Nichols, that one off the stick. He comes in front of the net. Backhand shovel there from Sabulis. Goes back to the glass.
I don't really know how that chance developed. It looked like it was a pass to the point that just deflected on net. Of course, Davin Nichols scored against the Shamrocks last time they were here. First Toro goal ever against these guys.
Visnapu had that intercepted by Nichols, takes the shot, rebounds there, and Sabulis couldn't get a shot on it. Now Ramirez has the shot, that one not on target. Clark sends it back around, but the whistle blows as the net came unhinged in front of Phil Lashaw.
As well. They're taking
Dimitris Delevka headed to the box.
They're taking him for a cross-check in front of the net. That's why the net came off. He buried a Toro into the cage, and the Toros' top-ranked power play, 25% on the year, will come out against a struggling PK, 79.2%. 26th ranked are the Shamrocks on the man advantage.
And I mean, from the Shamrocks' perspective, this was what you had to avoid coming into the game. This is one of your biggest weaknesses and one of the Toros' biggest strengths. We'll see if the Toros cash in. Up for Mahler at the point. Slides it over to Spencer. Back to Mahler. Mahler now down to the right half wall for Jesse Yahala. Yahala back to the point. O'Hanneson's going to go get that one down. Sends it to the corner. Back to O'Hanneson. To Yahala. Yahala crashing in. Yahala had that one poked free by Owen Chartier. Chartier's going to flip that one all the way down the ice. Svedin goes out to greet it and gives it to O'Hanneson.
Toro's in a 1-3-1. That's usually what this unit likes to do.
O'Hanneson skating in, takes the shot up into the hands, and Phil Lashaw, another rebound. He didn't know where it was. Lashaw's been struggling early on.
It went off the glass behind the net, and it came back and hit his glove from over his shoulder. He almost deflected it into the cage himself. Full panic moment for him.
A lot of weird bounces in front of the net of Lashaw to start this one. Spencer puts it down. Spencer across the blue line. Mahler's long shot. It was deflected and floated up into the air, but Lashaw was able to snare that one with 12 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first.
54 seconds left on the power play. Toros bringing out the second unit now. Noah Gibbs, Braden Jockums, Jordan Gibbs, Mindorf, and Small.
So Gibby, so crucial to get Jockums and Gibbs going this series against Watertown. And Jockums has it off the draw. Comes up top for Gibbs. Gibbs over to the far half wall. Now back for Gibbs at the point. Now near side for Middendorf. All the way across for Gibbs. Back to Middendorf. One-timer pad save there from Lashaw.
Good job by Mindorf hunting down that rebound and preventing the clear. Toros can keep the Shamrocks pinned in the zone.
Comes up for Jordan Gibbs. Over for Jockums, back to Gibbs. Gibbs skating in. Now it's Gibbs to Gibbs, as that was Noah Gibbs with the shot. Gibbs has it again. That one down for Middendorf. Middendorf over center of the ice. Middendorf on the right wing. Middendorf takes it behind the net. Wraparound try, scores! Gavin Middendorf puts the Toros on top with 11:45 to go in the first. He's now got 8 goals in 8 games with the Toros.
That's certainly not a player you've got to get going if you're the Toros. Mindorf just does this one himself. They give him space. He carries around the outside, doesn't have a lane, and then sees that the goaltender had overcommit and just beats him around the behind of the net to the post and is able to get the quick tuck.
And Middendorf, it's a heads-up play. He saw it from behind the net that he had the space, and on the power play, a lot of times you're looking for who else has the most space on the ice, but Middendorf recognized that he had the best opportunity there. Ramirez hit there by Bartley as it's in neutral. Sabulis gonna fire that one around the boards. Sabulis now on the half wall, down to the goal line, skating in Fleming, he scores! The Toros, back-to-back goals land in. Fleming lights the lamp, and it's quickly 2-0.
Josh Carlock couldn't even finish announcing the last goal. And Landon Fleming gets another. He just found space. All the Shamrocks commit down low, and there's a loose puck from the hash marks. Fleming has plenty of space to pick his spot. And the Toros lead.
Just 30 seconds later.
2-0.
Yahala across for Gibbs. Gibbs into the neutral ice, flips that one all the way down. Yahala to chase it down. Carter beats him to it. Carter knocks it back up on the near side. Yahala now has it on the half wall up for Peral. Peral across the blue line for Gibbs. Gibbs looking inside for Batten. Batten couldn't handle it. Yahala back around, intercepted by Holden Carter. Carter a long pass up into neutral for Boren. Boren trying to get that one down to Sproul, intercepted. And O'Hannesson is able to retrieve and send it around. LaShaw couldn't get out to it. Noah Gibbs tries to keep it in, and he does, sending it back around. Gibbs just picked up an assist on the Middendorf goal. That's his first point here with the Toros.
10th helper on the season. The previous 9 came with the Janesville Jets prior to the trade.
And we mentioned in the pregame show the Toros getting off to a hot start would be crucial. Well, I'd say they've done that. 2 goals in the first 9 minutes. And when you score twice in 30 seconds, that's going to get Mesa Arena going. LaFleur racing in on the near side, but hit up by Ty James. James able to knock it free, but taking it is Joe Rice. Rice shovels that one back around. James still getting in there, and the Toros are able to come away with the puck. Jockham's now in neutral, gets it over for Tui. Tui on the right side, lost it.
Toros were mid-change, so not a lot of help.
Svedin is able to slide that one over before being forced to fall on it. John Small now has some space over for Fleming. Fleming, good pass up to Middendorf, back to Spencer as they go back and forth. Spencer, I think that was a pass for Middendorf that got through on net, and LaShaw is going to cover it up.
Missed the target, but it forces the offensive zone draw. As we hit our first period media timeout, we should have our Northern Century salute.
Tonight, the Toros would like to salute Airman First Class Ethan Lawson. Airman Lawson has been in the Air Force for 7 months and has been stationed at Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota for 2 months. He joined the Air Force to pursue his education goals of achieving a bachelor's degree in forensic science and to gain professional experience. Airman Lawson enjoys working out, reading, and hanging out with his friends. Airman Lawson also enjoys volunteering at his church and giving back to the local youth. Toro fans, make some noise for Airman First Class Ethan Lawson.
Back here at Mesa Arena with 9 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the first period, and the Toros have got off to a blazing hot start, 2 early goals.
You look at our on fire tonight, it is Gavin Mindorf. That's now 17 goals on the season, 12 helpers. 8 of those 17 have come in the last 8 games since he was acquired over Christmas break. Heck of a start for Mindorf in his Toro career.
Middendorf a shot there, but LaShaw got his right pad over to it as Middendorf looking for his second goal already tonight. It's Bartley. Bartley up the right side looking for Luke Gallo. Gallo passed it off the skate of Spencer, and Bartley went down to retrieve it. Now it's Sproul. Sproul on the left side. Too many defenders in the way, but Sproul can't come away with it again.
Mindorf
Around the
was hooked there on the attempt to get out of his own zone, but
Spencer sends it across for Mahler, and Mahler goes across the blue line. Mahler reversing, now spinning once again, turned it over to White Rabbit. White Rabbit quickly across now for Delevka, and offsides called against the Shamrocks.
The Seversons and Tims checking in from Rochester. They're at Mayo, and know the entire Toros family's hearts are with you all. Hoping for a speedy recovery. We're headed to Mason City in a couple of weeks. And hope to see everyone there.
Batten has space on the left side. Billy Batten, short pass for Yahala. Yahala jammed up, which allows Doobie to come away with it. Doobie has it taken away by Billy Batten, and now Doobie gets it right back. Up for Boren, and Boren got that pass under a Minotauros. Spruill over left side, shot, and a save by Svedin. Now the Toros might have numbers the other way. Ohannesson gonna slow it down. Ohannesson lobs a shot in, a kick save. Comes out to Ohannesson again, but Surgot's able to clear the zone.
Tricky play by Ohannesson. He looked like he was looking to pass. A no-look shot. Lachey able to find it, though.
Now Spruill flipping it down to the corner. No one home for the Shamrocks as they went for a change, but Shepard's going to keep it in the zone from the right point. LaFear, Yahala, and Clark all fighting for it down beyond the goal line. Joe Rice comes in there for the Shamrocks. Rice trying to shovel that one in for McKish. Toros clear once again. That one lobbed way up in the air, trying to give Noah Gibbs some time to go chase it down, but Gibbs couldn't get there. McKish in the far corner gets kicked up, and that one off the skate of Jockums and sent right back around. Svedin out to grab it. Neither side with much control of the puck over the past minute or so. Long pass up for Jockums. Jockums through two defenders, and Chuck Owens had a great look on net, but too much pressure to get one off. A shot, they score!
Spence.
Ian
Fresh off a change.
Ian Spencer found the puck with in space, spun toward the net. And we'll see it again here.
Similar play to Ohannesson, just on the other side of the ice. He fakes like he's looking back up the ice, and then just throws one on net.
Toros lead 3-0 now. Dane Ramirez with space from the left side, and LaShaw is able to glove that one as the Toros have been relentless now. 3 goals on 12 shots.
This is what we talked about during our home key group keys to the game during the Farmers Union pregame show. Evan, was a good start to get this crowd going here at home, and also to set the tone for this 4-game set.
Sabulis wins it right out to Mahler. Mahler, the long shot deflected by Delevka, down for Nichols. Nichols had that one poke free. Delevka trying to break out of the zone for the Shamrocks. Now White Rabbit drops it off for Bartley. Bartley gets it over for Gardner, up to Delevka again. Delevka, a nifty move to try and get by Mahler. Sabulis gets there first, though, takes it away, but has it stolen right back. A shot, kick save, and a great move by Svedin to poke that one away with the stick.
That chance happens because Mahler lost his stick and had to go to the corner to get it. But Swede's able to make the save, and then because Mahler was kind of lost in space, was able to start him the other way.
Ohannesson keeps it in from the left point. Now down in the far corner. Kept in on the right side now by Tui. Tui over to the center of the ice. Tui sends one in, looking for a tip there from Ohannesson. Couple of screens in the way, but Tui's shot not on target. Trapped up far wall, Yahala has it. Yahala was looking for Ohannesson, but the Shamrocks got a stick in there to clear.
It was Delevka with a good tip.
And Tui's shot is into the glove of Phil LaShaw. The Toros have been racking up shots on goal here in the first period.
13-7, the shot margin.
And still just over 5 minutes to go in the first.
As we take a look at what's going on around the division, the Mallards visit the Bobcats, the Bruins host the Wings, and the Mallards and Bulls, I imagine, playing a home-and-home this weekend.
Middendorf across for Clark. Clark looking inside. Middendorf skating in, had it poke free. Middendorf might have had a beauty if he could have got that to the backhand.
Risnapu with a good stick. Denied Middendorf.
Small up for Middendorf. Middendorf couldn't keep it. Back up near side, looking for Sproul, but went to Hubert Clark. Clark up for Small. Small far side, Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf spinning around, gets it down now on the half wall for Small. Small had that one poked free. Zach Boren's going to flip that one down. Not sure what Svedin was trying to do there, as that was a bouncing puck, tough one to control.
He is feeling it right now. He's playing incredibly confidently, is Lucas.
And good reason to do so. 2 goals over the past 2 weekends. Lucas Svedin has given up. Looking in front of the net, Shamrocks, but they can't get it beyond the goal line. Now up top, over for Bartley. Bartley getting around Gibbs. Bartley shot from a tough angle. Someone lost their stick.
It's Small who's out there stickless.
LaFleur puts it down and enters back for the Shamrocks. Jammed up by Clark. Gibbs takes it. Gibbs passing it back off the boards. Up for Jockums now. Jockums on the right side has room. Jockums trying to pass it to Chuck Owens. Jockums couldn't get back to the puck.
Active sticks for the Shamrocks, poking a lot of pucks free. In a 3-0 game, it sounds weird to say that the Shamrocks have caused trouble and disrupted a lot of Toros scoring chances, but that's just how dominant the Toros puck possession has been.
Owens has it center of the ice. Owens up for Mahler. Mahler on the right side takes the shot. You can count on Adam Mahler to always take the shot, as it's now sent back around to the far corner. Mahler crashing. About 6 players jammed up. Shamrock send it around for Carter. Carter to Luke Gallo, and Gallo is able to get that one out of the Shamrock zone. Quickly swiveling around.
Good hustle by Nichols to save icing, and then he's taken down hard.
And the Toros are going to go on the power play for the second time this period with a 3-0 goal and a chance to put an exclamation point on what has already been an excellent period.
It is Sproul going to the box. Nope.
William Shepard.
Thought it was Sproul. He was just picking up the puck in neutral ice for some reason. Either way.
It's going to be cross-checking on Shepard.
As you see, buried Nichols, and now it is Casey Curley talking with the official. He's got his explanation, and we'll restart.
So with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first, the next 2 will be the power play for the Toros. Mahler at the point, over to Ohanesen on the near half wall. Toros set up the 1-3-1 last power play, setting it up here again. It's Ohanesen, slides it down to the goal line, now in for Spencer. Ohanesen racing in, but too many Shamrocks in the way. Far wall for Yahala. Yahala got his stick on it. Chartier trying to get it beyond the blue line, and now the Shamrocks clear. Chartier sends it down. Let's see if Sproul's going to lay off and get back. Over for Billy Batten. Batten enters. Batten spinning now, trying to get it up to Ohanesen. He does. Over to Mahler at the point. Now on the far side, down to the goal line. Batten couldn't get it by LaShaw.
He had Spencer backside as well.
So Ohanesen. Ohanesen surveying. Goes up for Mahler. Far side Yahala. Down to the goal line. Batten again. Batten shot saved. Batten trying to get to the rebound. And LaShaw, I'm not sure if he caught the puck or if it just managed to fall into his glove.
And then Billy Batten took an extra shot after the whistle. That has tempers flaring.
And if you go back to the first series of the year, Toros took 52 minutes of penalties. Davin Nichols took 40
of them.
in one game. There was a lot of physicality that weekend. .52 seconds on the power play, 1:17 to go in the first. Jochum's on the draw for the Toros, Ginger for the Shamrocks. Ginger able to control the draw. Behind the net it goes, and the Toros chase it down. Bartley is going to fire that one down. Svedin controls, and he'll leave it back for Gibbs.
Small lost that puck battle, but he was outnumbered 3-1 in the corner.
Middendorf over for Gibbs. Gibbs has space, takes the shot wide left of the net. Nice clear there from Elliot McKish, as the Toros are going to have to hurry if they want to capitalize on the last 10 seconds of this power play. Gibbs enters. Gibbs looking for Small over right side in front of the net, and there's another one. Not a shot, but the puck ends up going on net. Sometimes it can be a weird play for a goalie. Lashaw saw it, though, and covered it up.
Mindorf was looking for either Noah Gibbs or Small. Either way, it ended up bouncing into the goaltender's glove instead.
And now with just 5 seconds on the power play, a lot of times you see the Toros set it up off the draw, maybe trying to give Ohanesen or Yahala a one-timer. We'll see where Ohanesen sets up. He's going to set up to the left of
He's
Jesse
in the shooting
Yahala.
hole right there.
But the Shamrocks won the draw, so nothing comes of it, and they're able to flip it down as the power play expires. 20 seconds to go in the first period. It's been all Toros so far. Into neutral, and Batten trying to get around his defender on the right side. It's loose in front of the net. Yahala almost had a nice swipe on that one. Ohanesen now on the near side. Ohanesen is going to let time expire here in the first period. The Toros out to a 3-0 lead over the Watertown Shamrocks. About as good of a period as you could have hoped if you're Cody Campbell.
Yeah, Toros off to a 3-0 lead. We'll see who Lauren talks to. Plenty of options after that first period.
I'm going to guess it's Ian Spencer. Spencer or Middendorf? We'll see
who she has. Fleming opened the scoring. We talked about it on the pregame show. For none of us to pick Ian Spencer as our player to watch for a home game, that's just bad work by us.
Well, and he showed us pretty quickly, and it is going to be Ian Spencer. I think they were down there with Lauren, and they're all jockeying for who should get the interview after the first period. It's a good problem to have if you're the Toros, trying to decide which goal scorer to talk to.
Certainly is. Actually, maybe she's going to be talking to Spence and Flem.
All three? Is there three
Does
of
she
them?
have Mindorf down there too? She does. So we're going to hear from all three goal scorers. Rather than pick, she's just going to bring a little bit from all of them.
And you look across the scoring, 3 goals, 8 different players picking up points in the first period. As Lauren is just about ready to talk with Ian Spencer and Gavin Middendorf and Landon Fleming, as we'll send it over to Lauren Hill.
All right, Minotauros fans, I'm here with each player that has already scored tonight. Gavin, you scored first. This is your 8th goal in your 8th game as a Toro. Can you walk us through that play?
Yeah, I mean, I got it down in the corner. My guys were picking guys, and I thought I could get to the net. The goalie bit, and I wrapped it around.
Thank you. All right, Landon, this is your third goal as a Toro. Can you walk us through that play?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw a puck pop out, and I don't even remember. I got to look at it real quick. But, yeah, so the puck pops out, it comes to the front, and I just get a puck on net. So, yeah.
Yeah, all right. And Ian, this is your 16th goal this year as a Toro. You're a fan favorite. You tend to do well when you play in Mesa Arena. Can you talk us through that play?
The goal?
The goal.
It was a good play by Jockums. He got the puck deep. I mean, he could have just dumped it in deep, but he made the right play, and then I kind of just put it on net, and it went in.
All right, thank you, guys. Keep doing good.
That was Lauren Hill with Gavin Middendorf, Ian Spencer, and Landon Fleming, the 3 goal scorers for the Toros in the first period. So with that, let's take a look at some out-of-town scores here from Mesa Arena. New Jersey Titans leading the Danbury Hat-Tricks 5-3 in the third period. Rochester Americans and the Elmira Aviators tied up at 0. In the second intermission, the New Hampshire Mountain Kings trail the Johnson Tomahawks 2-1. Philadelphia Rebels tied up with the Maine Nordiques 2-2 at the second intermission as well. Shreveport Mudbugs and Oklahoma Warriors are knotted at 1. That one's midway through the second. Now in the Central Division, the North Iowa Bulls holds a 1-0 lead over the St. Cloud Norsemen. Norsemen currently sitting in 5th, and the Bulls are in 6th. Top 4 teams in the Central Division will make the playoffs, so either the Bulls or the Norsemen have some work to do to catch up with the Aberdeen Wings. Bismarck Bobcats a 3-2 lead over the Minnesota Mallards. That's going to be one to watch as the Mallards have kept it close early on. Bobcats sit in first place in the Central Division. The expectation was that they were probably going to pick up the sweep, but just a 1-score game midway through the second. Aberdeen Wings 1-0 lead over the Austin Bruins. There's one to keep an eye on. Toros fans should be rooting for the Wings in this one, as the Toros have 10 points between themselves and the Wings, and the Bruins just 1 point in front of the Toros in second. So a chance for the Toros to catch the Bruins if they pick up the win and the Wings hold on. We'll see if that all stands. Chippewa Steel and the Janesville Jets. Steel lead 1-0 in that one. Wisconsin Windigo 2-0 lead over the Springfield Junior Blues. The El Paso Rhinos and the Amarillo Wranglers. Rhinos lead 1-0. And the Lone Star Brahmas, Corpus Christi Ice Rays, scoreless through the first period there. Odessa Jackalopes and the Colorado Grit also scoreless, as that one's in the first period. And that will do it for scores around the league in the NAHL. We'll get you some billet appreciation here shortly, but while we still have time, let's take a look at some college hockey scores. Big matchups in college hockey tonight. Boston College, first-ranked team in the country, 4-2 lead over the 8th-ranked Boston University. Colgate, 3-2 lead over Dartmouth. New Hampshire tied with Vermont 2-2. Massachusetts, a 3-2 lead over Alaska Fairbanks. I'm still waiting till when we see this Wisconsin-Michigan score. Ohio State leads Penn State 6-5, high-scoring game there. Army, a 5-3 lead over Robert Morris. Clarkson, 5-2 over St. Lawrence. Western Michigan, third-ranked team in the country, leads Miami of Ohio 6-3. Minnesota State trailing Ferris State 1-0. Upset brewing there. Niagara 7-0 over RIT. Michigan, unfortunately, leading Wisconsin 4-2. And it's time for billet appreciation at Mesa Arena.
The Basses. This is their first year as a billet family. Alicia was born and raised here in Minot, but then lived in Seattle for 20 years, where she met and married Mike 29 years ago, and they adopted 3 children while living in Seattle. They moved back to Minot just over 3 years ago. They both work for AGT Foods here in Minot. Mike is a supervisor at the main milling plant, and Alicia is the HR office admin at the pasta plant. They have just one child at home now, as the other two have moved out. Zayden is 19 and in trade school to become an electrician. When asked what their favorite part about being a billet was, they said, "We love being more a part of the Minot community by being part of the Minotauros family. We love all the new people and players that we have met because of it." They will now receive a cookie bouquet from Cookies for You and a gift card to Marketplace Foods. Fans, let's hear it one more time for the Basses.
Well, without billet families here in Minot, North Dakota, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here at Mesa Arena. Toros have a 3-0 lead over the Watertown Shamrocks through one period of play. We'll get you to a quick commercial break.
Some cold symptoms over a weekend. So we took her to the Trinity Walk-In Clinic, and the doctor told us, if it's pneumonia, I will call you. I knew that something wasn't right, and just right after that, the doctor got a hold of me, and she said, "Hey, it looks like she does have pneumonia."
Grace had a really bad pneumonia, and it got worse and worse, and the pneumonia eventually wound up putting her on a ventilator in the intensive care unit. My job is to give the family, and give the parents, to give the patient as much information as possible. They need to process the fact that the pneumonia and the troubles that were going on with that pneumonia were life-threatening, and they could see that every day. And my job is to be pretty clear about that information, but to also offer some level of hope that no matter all the troubles that you see on any given day, that if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you're going to get through that journey.
She thought she was going to be in the hospital forever. Right after Grace's surgery, a longtime friend of mine comes walking out. Her shift was done. It's 5 o'clock. She said, "Kevin, I was in there with her. She did great." Everybody was cheering for Grace, praying for our family, and you just wouldn't get that anywhere else.
Grace is doing great, and we're very, very happy for her and her family that she was able to get through this very difficult time. When we get to take care of people like Grace and we get to see her smiling and happy and surviving her hospital stay, that gives us hope. Gives us hope that we can keep working forward to help other people so they can be like Grace too.
The thing that I will remember most is how they cared for Paula and I. It's not just about the person who is sick. It's about the family of that person and their ability to support each other. Supporting Trinity Health is one of the best places you can make an impact. A community without great health care isn't much of a community.
Her condition was life-threatening, and Trinity Health was able to take care of her. Her walking around and visiting with us today is proof of that.
I just hope that people will have confidence that they don't have to leave our community to get world-class care.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Back here at Mesa Arena, as we'll get you some more scores from college hockey and then a couple from the NHL. So picking up right where we left off, Augustana tied up with Bowling Green at zeros as the third period's already begun there. Sacred Heart leads Yale 7-2. St. Cloud State trailing Omaha 1-0 in that one. Colorado College and Arizona State tied up at 0. Holy Cross and Air Force is also scoreless. Minnesota Duluth, a 2-1 lead over 5th-ranked Denver. That's a big one to keep an eye on. 7th-ranked Providence and 12th-ranked UMass Lowell tied up at 3 in a good one with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third. Couple of games have already finished up around the league. UConn taking down 15th-ranked Quinnipiac 2-1. Canisius 4-2 over American International. Cornell 4-1 over Harvard. Michigan State 9-3 over 4th-ranked Minnesota. Michigan State, number 2 in the country, an absolute thumping of the Golden Gophers. Love to see that as a Badger myself. Army 6-3 over Robert Morris. Clarkson 5-2 over St. Lawrence. Michigan Tech 3-2 over Northern Michigan. Lindenwood 3-2 over Notre Dame. And now let's head to some scores across the NHL. Only 4 games going today, and they're all currently in action. Islanders 3-1 lead over the Flyers. Stars 4-2 over the Golden Knights. That one in the second intermission. Midway through the second, the Winnipeg Jets a 2-1 lead over the Utah Hockey Club. And the Chicago Blackhawks lead the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-1 with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period. And here at Mesa Arena, of course, the most important score of the night is your Minot Minotauros leading the Watertown Shamrocks 3-0, as we'll take a look at the scoring in the first period. It was Landon Fleming who got the party started, or Gavin Middendorf had the Fleming, Middendorf, and then it was Ian Spencer picking up goals in the first period. Dane Ramirez, Leo Sabulis, Noah Gibbs, Braden Jockums, and Chuck Owens all got assists in the first period. 8 different Toros recording a point in the first, and we'll send you out to commercial for a couple of moments. When we come back, action in the second period between the Toros and the Shamrocks. Stay tuned.
Tell them bring another round, we need 30 more. Two stepping on the table.
Back here at Mesa Arena, just a few minutes away from puck drop in the second period between the Toros and the Shamrocks. Toros out to a 3-0 lead as we take a look at highlights from the first period. Striking first, it was Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf taking a long journey around the ice here. Right side, wrapping around, saw the opening, and got it to go as the Toros took a 1-0 lead. Gavin Middendorf, 8 goals in 8 games with the Toros. An absolutely absurd start. Now it's Landon Fleming, found a loose puck right in front of the net, fired it in right above Lashaw there. And the Toros, that was just 30 seconds after the first goal from Middendorf. Toros weren't done there. Ian Spencer turning, firing, and right through Phil Lashaw. And that's where we stand in the first intermission. The Toros with a 3-0 lead over the Watertown Shamrocks. Toros got 15 shots on goal. Shamrocks just 8 shots on net. Toros have had 2 power play opportunities as Dimitris Delevka went to the box, as did William Shepard, both for cross-checking. And really for the Toros, they had a few more opportunities, even than the 3 they got in. Lashaw has not looked comfortable in front of the net for the Shamrocks here so far, as both sides skate back out to the ice. And one of the things we mentioned coming into this game was that second line, Braden Jockums, Noah Gibbs, Chuck Owens. Can you get them going? And now Braden Jockums and Noah Gibbs have both picked up an assist in the first period. And for Lucas Svedin, a perfect 8 for 8 on his saves in the first period. Svedin has been terrific for the Toros, 18-7-1, and you look at his save percentage at .948. That's second in the NAHL. Goals average against 1.56, third in the league. He picked up his 5th shutout of the season last weekend against Aberdeen. That's also third in the league. And just a couple of weekends ago, Svedin got the record, the all-time record for the Minotauros for most shutouts by a goalie. He has been absolutely terrific as Ken Oda is back here in the broadcast booth. And we're about to drop it to begin the second period here at the Pepsi rink.
Toros now working left to right on your computer screen, smart device. Here in period number 2. Chopped into the Watertown zone. Yohala after it. He hunts it down in the corner, trying to feed Batten, but it's taken away. Shamrocks spin it to the far side. Gathered up there by Bartley. Bartley looks to escape out the far side. Only to have it poked free. Dumped into the Toro zone. Sweatin misplays, and he's able to swat it to the corner and avoid some harm. But now an offensive chance coming for the Shamrocks. Puck shot into the corner by Carter Sproul.
Yes, Svedin he whiffed, and bearing down on net was McKish. Svedin a little bit lucky that they cleared.
Good takeaway by Yohala. He feeds Ohannesson on the near side. Ohannesson shot soaked up and held for a whistle. 19-10 left to go here in period number 2. Toros still on top, 3-0.
And Ken, from a weekend perspective for the Shamrocks, the first few minutes of this second period is so crucial. You went down 3-0, and now you come back out. You got to show something, because if not, the Toros are going to continue to dominate tonight, and if they do so, they're going to take that momentum into tomorrow night's game.
For sure, pushback important if you're in the green and white. Toros won the first weekend set. Neither game was particularly dramatic. And now, what's the conversation here? The official having a conversation with
It's Ryan Ginger, the captain.
I don't know what the...
And now Ian Spencer's coming in to join the discussion. All appears to be well.
One back by Small. Mindorf chops it to the corner, but it's taken away. Flipped up the near side wall. Mindorf takes it back. Feeds Spence at the side of the net. Spence carries in behind. Turns back by the Zamdor. Throws out front. Kick to the stick. And then a shot off Small. Gobbled up by Lachey.
Great awareness there by Ian Spencer behind the net. You know, he's got to look down to his skates, but he still knows that John Small is bearing down on the net. A quick glance up finds Small from close range, but right into Lachey.
Draw to the right of Lachey. Toros control. Clark tries to squeeze down the wall. He's bumped off. Nichols tries to keep it moving. Eventually he does, but he hands it over to the Shamrocks. Puck freed back up in front of the Zamdor. It's Clark, the defenseman, working below the goal line for the Toros. Getting spun off the puck, but keeping possession with his feet. Eventually help comes. It's Sabulis back up top. Jordan Gibbs back to Sabulis. Sabulis spins it down in the corner for Nichols. Nichols falls down. Ramirez able to find the puck. It's poked away from him. Shamrocks take over. Carried ahead by Develka. Develka gains the line, throws to the middle. That puck misplayed by a teammate, and the Toros are able to take over. Nichols pokes it deep into the zone. Ramirez on it, and then a big hit by Nichols. That's going to lead to a penalty call. And now we've got gloves off.
Oh, Nichols just got shot in the face, and that set him off.
And now he's going to hammer away at William Shepard, who didn't want to go at first. He's only got one glove off, and now the linesmen are going to get in, which is probably lucky for Shepard.
Well, if Shepard didn't want to go, he shouldn't have caught Nichols right under the guard. I mean, you saw his hand get up under the mask, and you knew as soon as that happened that Davin Nichols is going to respond, and these guys are likely heading to the box for 15 minutes.
Well, Nichols will have the initial penalty as well, so it'll take a second for the officials to sort it out.
Davin Nichols must have the record for most minutes in the box against the Watertown Shamrocks. You got to think, right, Ken?
I mean, I haven't gone through all of their box scores. He certainly has the record for most penalty minutes for a Toro against the Shamrocks with 40 in a game, which also ties the Toro record for penalty minutes in a game. Brennan Coet initially set it back on March 31st in 20. No, that's not the right date. Brennan Coet didn't play for the Toros in 2012. But either way,
Davin Nichols was Lauren Hill's player to watch, primarily because of the physicality in that first series against Watertown. And, you know, I got to say, I think Shepard was the instigator on that one. I know it was Nichols that committed the penalty, but it wasn't anything egregious. But it was Shepard who initially dropped the gloves.
Yeah, Shepard definitely had the first shot, but it was with a gloved hand, I think, and then Nichols shed the gloves. And Toros still have to put an extra player in the box. It'll be Dane Ramirez. He'll serve the 2-minute for interference, the initial call on Nichols. Toros will be shorthanded for the first time tonight. Toros PK, second in the league, 90.2%. The Shamrocks, 33rd in the 35-team North American Hockey League, just 12.58% on the power play. Shamrocks control the draw, bring it down low, but it's taken away by Fleming, and he sends it 200 feet.
So now, crucial kill coming up for the Toros. You have a 3-0 lead. 2 minutes in the box. That Dane Ramirez will spend those 2 minutes there, and if you can hold that 3-0 lead, you'll be feeling very good.
That looked like an offside play, but we play on. Sproul lost it, then got it back. Sproul to the far side corner. Now look to the bumper in the middle. Touched up top, White Rabbit coming near side. Back up top for White Rabbit. His shot's blocked by Small. It carries to the corner to be picked up by Ginger. Ginger leaves on the near side. Chartier. Up top, White Rabbit gives to the near side. Shot blocked by Mahler. Shoveled up the wall, but White Rabbit keeps it at the point. Leaves it back down to the half. Up top, White Rabbit. Long shot, tip out front. Still loose, and a diving poke keeps that away from the net by Small. Still 56 seconds left on the Papa John's PK. Pass through the blue paint, finds no one, and then Karam's out to the neutral. Toros get a free clear.
Lucas Vadim was out of position when the puck was on the right side. He was lucky that Small was able to poke it away, because if the Shamrocks got to it, it might be 3-1.
Shamrocks will set it up behind their net. Coming out with it is Doobie. Doobie up the middle. Has a lane for Sproul taken away and cleared by Jordan Gibbs. Billy Batten up on the pressure. Puck left to the far side. Doobie has it again. He turns it over. Owens lost it as he was stepped into. Good play by Develka coming back. Develka now looking to attack. Jordan Gibbs forces him to the corner. Up top for Doobie, near point. Doobie leaves it in the middle. They hand off to Develka in the near circle. He spins along the near side half. Phil carry down to the goal line and work a cycle. Up top for Doobie. Doobie sweeps across far side. Toros come full strength. Back to the near side. Unable to handle the pass cleanly was Bartley. Bartley leaves it down in the corner for Develka. Develka pinned up by Perot. Batten digging there for the Toros as well. And lurking on the outside of the scrum is Boring. They move to the near side half. It comes to Owens. Owens can't find the handles. Sergat dumps it down low. It rings to the far side half wall. Poked free. Shot blocked at pinballs. Kept in nicely. Now a shot coming. Save made by Sweden. Far side. Picked up by the Toros. Ramirez feeds Batten. Batten looking for Owens. It's poked away. Owens will just jam it deep. Toros get fresh bodies on the ice. Ian Spencer up on the pressure, but the puck played to the near side. That missed the intended target, and it's picked up by James. James plays ahead. Small gives to Middendorf. Middendorf's shot is blocked. Into the corner it goes. Small and Middendorf working a two-man game. They work it along the end wall. Thrown in front for Spence. He can't one-time it. Stepping into him was Anton's, I'm not going to get that name right. I know that right off the bat. This is why I should have gone to the meeting before the game with you and Blake Thiessen, the play-by-play voice of the Shamrocks.
Masievskis.
Masievski's had it there. He pokes it ahead. Backhand try, save made by Swedes. White Rabbit lost it to Spencer, who flips ahead for Middendorf. Middendorf can't gather as he's spinning. He'll play it back to his own blue line. Middendorf tries the far side and Spencer. Spencer dumps it on net. Sticked to the corner by Lachette. And now that was an offside play, apparently. A very late offside whistle. 14:23 left to go here in period number 2. Toros out shooting the Shamrocks 17-11 and lead 3-0.
Yeah, Lucas Svedin has been very comfortable in the net for the Toros. He faced a difficult shot, made a kick save just there. But this is how you know he's comfortable. He's coming out of the net in times you wouldn't ordinarily see a goalie exit the pipes, and he's making the plays.
Mahler keeps it at the near point. It's jammed down low. Race to the far corner. Bartley gets there first. Batten pressures him, frees it up for Uhala. Uhala spins it to the front. He wanted Johansson. It was tipped back to the point instead. Mahler for Johannes on the near side. Puts it to the side of the net. Uhala finds some space. Now he has a lane. Shot that goes wide off the paddle of the goaltender.
Uhala might have held it for a second too long.
Backhand try coming out from behind by Johannesson's broken up. Ginger guides it to the far side. Bartley sweeps it ahead. 2-on-1 if the Shamrocks hurry. Good job by Batten getting back to make it a 2-on-2, and Mahler blocks the shot into the corner. Poked away from Uhala, loose in the near circle. Eventually found by Mahler. He's able to chop it out to neutral. Puck pinballs through neutral ice. Johannesson finds it. Skips one on net. That's shade to the far circle by Lachette. Turning on the far wall is Doobie. Doobie comes in the near side. He missed Murphy, and that will go for a Minot's finest. No, it won't, for reasons.
I'm trying to figure that one out as well, Ken.
Ahead for Jockums. Jockums pinned along the end wall, fights through. I keep wanting to say Rylan Jockums, but that was his older brother who was a Toro last year. It's Braden Jockums. That's dumped back in. Toros had to touch up. Clark from neutral. Finds a pass to Owens that goes off the defender. Shergott. Pass hit him in the chest, and now this will go for an icing. The linesman arm is up, and Jordan Gibbs wins the race. Shots 18-11, 12:43 to play here in period number 2. Toros lead.
Yeah,
3 rip.
I was going to go all the way back to the boards behind the net of the Shamrocks. Sirgott almost just put it down for Chuck Owens, but it didn't ultimately play out.
Kim Bartel checking in from Bozeman. Tanya Shaw-Canaro, Corey Hill. Megan Hafner checking in from the arena. 50-50 draw to the right of the Shamrock net. Near side. Shipped out to neutral by Boren. It rolls all the way down to the Toro zone. Perot leaves on the near side. Boren pressuring James. Help comes in the form of Small. John Small gives to the near side. Toss across, picked off. And then just flicked to the corner as Perot applies pressure. Ty James finds it. Banks for Spence on the far side, who quickly throws it out for Small. 2-on-1 if the Toros hurry. Small has Mindorf with him. Small shot, it's in. Bichette got just a little bit of it, but it wasn't enough. And John Small gets the Toros the over with the 4th of the night. Just a heavy shot, partially deflected, and it got between the goaltender's blocker arm and his body, and we're going to see a goaltending change. Making his Shamrock debut, Mason Gudridge will come on to play net.
Yeah, a tough day at the office for Phil LaShaw. Great decision there from John Small to take it himself. Small saw that Middendorf, that defender was catching up with Middendorf. He didn't have him, and he didn't have much space on the shot, but that was the only opportunity on the play for the Toros, and it got through LaShaw.
Into the zone is
Goal
Ramirez.
brought to
Here's
you
the
by
call to goal.
Northern Plains Equipment, scored with the money puck. Goal scored by number 18, John Small, his 16th of the season. Assisting on the goal, number 23, Ian Spencer, and number 2, Ty James. Time to go.
Fleming walks in, finds space in the slot. A tough, hard test for Gudridge, but he passed it.
Well, Fleming looking for his 2nd of the night. And you understand this change if you're on the Shamrock sideline. You picked up a new goalie. You're trailing 4-0. You think, hey, maybe we're out of this one. Let's at least find a purpose for this game. Let's test out Guthridge and see what he's got against the Toros on the road.
He had been playing for Little Caesars 18U before joining the Shamrocks this week. Loose puck in front of the Toro net. Fleming has trouble settling it down. No such problem for Lafleur. Lafleur working on the far wall. It's guided back to the point. Pinball's back. Eventually comes back to Rice. Rice spins it to the near side. Lafleur trying to walk out of the corner. Good stick by Fleming, takes it away. He feeds O'Hannison. O'Hannison out to neutral. Took a big hit to make that play. Did O'Hannison. Meanwhile, pass out to neutral for Rice. He gets help, and it's dumped into the Toro zone. Fleming back on it. Ahead to the near side and O'Hannison. O'Hannison, long toss across, finds Batten. Batten into the zone, drops for Mahler. Mahler fans on a shot. Follow-up try, goes off the end wall, comes out front. O'Hannison shot, it's in.
There have been so many plays tonight where the puck has just ended up in front of the Shamrocks net. You saw a couple of whiffs there by the Toros, but once again, it comes out for O'Hannison. You see Mahler from behind. Mahler's pass somehow hit off Gudridge, got to O'Hannison, and O'Hannison, the beneficiary of a wide open look.
Bad drop, so we'll do it again. Shamrocks dump it into the Toro zone. Here's the call of the goal from Josh Carlock.
Scored by number 7, Jack O'Hannison, his 13th of the season. Assisting on the goal, number 42, Adam Mahler, and number 34, Billy Batten. Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 17 seconds.
That goal for O'Hannison is 13th of the season. It puts him just 2 points away from tying Trevor Stahoyak at 118 in their Toro careers. Puck controlled by Jochums in the Toro's end. He plays across for Tui. Tui gains the line on the near side and rolls it deep. Owens behind the net. Guides it back to the point. Ty James with a good keep there. Shovels it back down in the corner. It'll find Mindorf. Mindorf has Noah Gibbs lurking in the middle. Instead, Mindorf carries behind the net, gets hauled down. Toros will go to the power play once the Shamrocks touch, and they do. We're just over halfway through this game. 9:36 left to play in period 2. Not only is it all Toros leading 5-0, but now they go to the power play. Already 1 for 2 on the man advantage.
And that seemed a little bit unnecessary from Justin Bartley. The Toros did not have a dangerous opportunity here. It's just Middendorf behind the net, didn't have a passing lane to Gibbs, and Bartley falls on him.
So, Toros will head to the power play, doubling up the Shamrocks in shots, 22-11. And really, I don't know that there's a nit to pick so far in this one if you're a Toro fan, Evan.
I can't find one, right? You're dominating shots on goal, 22-11. You've got 5 of them by both now Phil LaShaw and Mason Gudridge, who's came into the game. You had a penalty to kill, and that was the one opportunity for the Shamrocks to maybe get back into the game. Toros killed it well. Ken, I'm with you. There's not much to complain about.
In fact, if you have the Toros Hockey mobile app, that 5th goal gets you 5 free wings when you spend $10 at Buffalo Wings and Rings for the next 24 hours. Toros to the power play, 9:36 left to go here in period number 2. Draw to the right of Gudridge. Hammered around to the near side. Mahler keeps it. Mahler up top for Spence. Spence walks to the circle, tries a shot. It deflects off traffic. And then the glass. Yohala hit hard on the near side, but the Toros keep possession for a moment, only to have it taken away by Ginger, the captain of the Shamrocks. He clears it all the way down.
Interesting to see there from the Shamrocks. They were playing well outside the dots, applying pressure to the puck. Very aggressive there. We'll see if it continues this possession.
Far side, Yohala finds it. This group, it's tough if you give the Toros space. So now it's a cross for O'Hannison. O'Hannison walks in, wires, that goes wide. And Yohala can't keep it. This top unit for the Toros is so skilled. And you start to wonder, if you pressure them, that's probably your best chance to, if you can take the puck away. At the same time, as the Toros ice this puck on the power play. But also, when you're that aggressive, it opens up passing lanes, and that group has the skill to torch you that way too. So I don't know if I were coaching against the Toros what I would do against this power play unit, and really neither does the rest of the league. Toros top-ranked power play, 25%.
I mean, you can't give Yohala and O'Hannison space. You have both Batten and Spencer in front of the net that are ready for a tip, and you saw Spencer earlier. He can also just turn around and fire one in. When you have so many different threats and so many different ways that you can get that puck into the back of the net, like you said, Ken, it's hard to choose how to defend.
Especially you add in Adam Mahler, 11 goals on on the back end as well. You don't really want to give him time and space up by the blue line either. O'Hannison turning on the near wall. Drops down low, Small. Small for O'Hannison, walks in, wires, he missed just high and wide.
Oh, he had an opening there up in the...
And apparently Mahler didn't keep it at the blue line, so it's an offside play, but...
Yeah, he had an opening just... If he could have tucked it into the top left over Gudridge.
Take a look at the standings coming into play tonight. 28-5-2 are the Bobcats. The Bruins in second, Toros in third, Aberdeen in fourth place.
Bruins are down 2-1 to the Wings right now, so if everything stays as is, Toros would jump into second place after tonight's game.
This is John Small. Leaves for Jockums up top. Jordan Gibbs feeds Mindorf. Mindorf to Small. Shamrocks take it away. Toros had to touch up. Small buying time in neutral. Now will flip it into the near side corner. Got it to the far side and then almost turned over to Jockums. He just didn't see that pass coming. Good hit on the far side by Jockums. Sends LaFear down to the ice. Toros pick up possession. It's Ty James ahead. Swatted into the net by Jockums, or on net by Jockums, not into the net as it's covered hungry hippo style by Mason Gudridge.
And Ken, we mentioned it briefly as we came onto the broadcast, goal differential. The Toros first in the league at plus 67, and games like this are a part of the reason why. You have a 5-0 lead over the Shamrocks. Multiple games early on this season when the Toros took down the Minnesota Mallards, the North Iowa Bulls, by considerable margins.
Long shot, that's blocked off. Yeah, Evan, the Toros, not really a team that takes their foot off the gas. And that shows top goal differential coming in. That was by 1. I haven't seen what Lone Star's done tonight. But the Toros plus 5 has to be among the best margins this evening as well, I would imagine. This is ahead for Owens. Into the zone, Sabulis. Sabulis, his shot's blocked to the near corner. He'll leave for Owens. Owens fights through some stick work and leaves it down in the corner. Ramirez pinned along the Zamdor. Still manages to work it free to Owens. Owens looks up top. Mahler tries a shot that's wide. It finds Small for a tip on the doorstep. Doesn't go for Ramirez, who then gets spun down. Puck thrown ahead. Fleming keeps it in front of the Toro bench. Toros hack it back into the zone, but it's right onto the stick. Now they come near side. White Rabbit, his pass tipped into the Toro end by Murphy. Back on it is Mahler.
Yeah, John Small's stick was right on the pad of Mason Gudridge as that one goes out of play. Had there maybe been a little bit of space, maybe it can tip up or tip around that pad, but just based on the positioning, not much he could have done to try and get that one in. Yeah, Lone Star Brahmas 2-1 lead over the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. So if you think about it in terms of differential, they're sitting at plus 1 tonight. Toros at plus 5, and they were at 66 coming into the game.
So the Toros pick up right now 4 more. So they'll be plus 5 over Lone Star. Of course, the goal differential number, not the most important one as far as the standings are concerned, but a good indicator of just how well the Toros have been playing all season long. Shamrocks can't get out of their own zone. Now they do. Mindorf couldn't find the handle. Fleming does. Plays across to the near side. Mahler. Toros defenseman play catch. Then a pass ahead. Breaks the stick of Develka. Toros into the attacking zone. It's Small. Poked away from him. Mindorf finds it. Shot hits a leg and caroms to the corner. Out to neutral.
Zach Boren just fell on Landon Fleming.
Fleming couldn't make the play with his hand. It would have been a hand pass. So the Shamrocks take over. Toros Mahler takes it away in his own zone and then hands off to Fleming. Flem on the near side. Chips to the middle for Mindorf. Couldn't chase it down. Then he tried to leave for Fleming, but Fleming had cut to the front of the net. The miscommunication cost Toros possession only for a moment. As the Shamrocks punt out to neutral, Jordan Gibbs starts the offense going the other way again. This is Small. Small just sauces it to the corner. Spence after it. Lost the race, however, to Doobie. They move up the far wall. Owens trying to find the puck. It was underneath, and then eventually kicked out to neutral. Clark forced back, gives to Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs plays some keep away. His pass deflects. Chase to the near side. Jordan Gibbs keeping it away from a pair of Shamrocks. Then it's dug out by Jockums. Jockums on the near wall trying to hack it into the zone, but it's taken away. The Shamrocks go the other way. Sproul on the near side. Lost possession. Can the Toros get going again? Jockums with Owens driving the net. Carries wide. Pass into the middle. Doesn't connect with Owens. Far circle. Bouncing puck. It'll be picked up by the Shamrocks. They give it right to Noah Gibbs on that far wall. Noah Gibbs across for Ty James. Walks in, wires, save made. Noah Gibbs couldn't find the loose puck. Attack to the near wall. Ty James down for Owens. Owens for Ohannesson. Shot in and out of the glove. Picked up by Bartley. Bartley plays to the far side. Good keep by two. He is chopped down the wall, taken away though, and then thrown towards the Toro zone. Ty James back on it. He'll retreat behind the safety of the Toro cage, only to be followed by Sproul. James left it to the near side in Tui. The defenseman leads the rush, then hands off to Yohala. Yohala gains the line. His shot blocked to the corner. They free it up. Ohannesson tries to glove to the stick. It's jammed free, however. And now the Shamrocks look to counter. This is Murphy. Murphy walled off by Adam Mahler, then puck thrown in front, but no one home for the Shamrocks. Crisscrossing were Yohala and Ohannesson. Yohala gives to Ohannesson. Throws one towards the cage, blocked off by traffic, loose in front, hacked in behind. Yohala finds it, looking to work off pressure from Rice. Feeds Ohannesson, shot it's in. Ohannesson with his second of the night. And now we are officially on record watch.
That happened fast. He had 3 points to go coming into tonight's game, but a couple of quick goals from Ohannesson as that one was fed to him right in front of the net, and he just flicked that one right through the body of Gudridge. Looked like it just got up and under kind of that right armpit area.
Just a nice little flick by Ohanny.
And a great play by Yohala to give it to Ohannesson right there.
Here's the call, the goal from Josh Carlock.
Goal scored by number 7, Jack Ohannesson, his 14th of the season. Assisting on the goal, number 10, Jesse Uhala, and number 42, Adam Mahler. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 16 seconds.
Good keep for the Toros by Sabulis. Set. This is far side. Good poke there by Perot, keeps it in the zone. Ramirez hit hard, the puck dumped deep into the corner. So yeah, with that point, Ohannesson now has 117 in his Toro career. Trevor Stahowiak's 118, the current franchise record. Glass and out. This is Mindorf. Mindorf lost the handle. It's ahead for Develka. Shot blocked wide. It'll carry him to the far side half wall. Spencer to the far side. Poked free. Perot hacks it ahead. They find Spence. Spence in by half a step. Leaves for Small. And the play broken up. It comes back to Spencer. Spencer feeds Mindorf. Mindorf trying to wrap around again. Lost the handle and the puck covered by a diving Gudridge, who was thrown in excuse me, after the Toros' fourth goal. And really put him in a tough spot against the Toros offense that's clicking. Shamrocks just 3 shots on goal this period, and I don't think they've had any since the Toros' first goal of the period.
And just there, Toros had a chance for a second, but Spencer just put it on the wrong side of John Small where the defender was. It would have been a tough opportunity anyways.
Final minute of play brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Here in period number 2, Toros leading. Now 6-0. Pass ahead, too hot to handle for Mindorf, but Small able to find it and swat it into the zone. Spence, a good stick, keeps it down the wall. Spence trying to get going, gets interfered with, and that'll send the Toros to the power play with 28.1 left. And William Shepard to the box.
Shepard to the box right as Davin Nichols exited the box. So Toros 28.1 seconds to go in the second period, and then if they don't cash in here in the second, they'll have about 1:32 to begin the third. Ken, the problem for the Shamrocks is that the Toros have held possession for so long in their zone this game that half the time the Shamrocks are able to clear it, they have to go down for a change because they've been on the ice for 90 seconds.
And that's why they only have 3 shots this period. It's pretty much get to the red line, chip and change. Toros power play unit out again. They are 1 for 3 on the evening. Shamrocks get the clear. Toros not even running a power play unit out. This is just running normal lines at this point. Up 6-0. Noah Gibbs into the zone. Shot save made. Rebound given to the far side. Chuck Owens finds it and gives to Jockums, and the horn sounds to end the period. 1:32 of wraparound power play time. I have a feeling we're going to hear from Jack O'Hannison, if I had to guess.
Well, we heard from 3 guys in the first period. We'll see if John Small is there alongside O'Hannison, but it was definitely O'Hannison's period with the final 2 goals. The Toros have pretty much locked this one down at this point, as much as you don't want to say that, but a 6-0 lead over the Shamrocks. Absolute domination in terms of possession, that leading to shots on goal. And as we just mentioned, every time the Shamrocks get it out, they have to go for a change, and you know that's just not a winning formula.
Let's see, O'Hannison is headed down the hall, so I don't know who Lauren's going to talk to.
Well,
we'll find out. She's got John Small.
All right, well, we'll hear from Lauren Hill and John Small.
Painting on that brisket, it's a KC masterpiece.
All right, Minotauros fans, I'm here with John Small for the Farmers Union Insurance intermission interview. You scored tonight. Can you walk us through that play that's up there replaying?
Just a really nice chip by Spence and a nice job by Gav to keep driving, drag the D in, and then just went in.
And y'all have had a really, really hot start in January. What is keeping y'all going? What is making you tick?
You know, we've had the same goal since the start of the year to win the division, and obviously we're still trying to do that. And we've added a lot of new guys, and they're really helping us produce here.
All right. Thank you, John.
That was Lauren Hill and John Small. And now the Toros with a 6-0 lead through 2 periods of play. And it's a little bit demoralizing, and the reason is the Toros now play the Shamrocks for another 3 games after tonight, tomorrow night, and then the Toros travel to Watertown to take on the Shamrocks for another 2 next weekend. And the Toros just looking to keep the momentum going and going to try and carry that momentum over to next series in Watertown. Well, let's take another look at scores around the NAHL. Got some finals now as we're in the second intermission here at Mesa Arena. Titans took down the Danbury Hat-Trick 6-4. The Mountain Kings 3-2 over the Johnston Tomahawks in overtime. Philadelphia Rebels 5-2 win over the Maine Nordiques. Oklahoma Warriors have a 2-1 lead over the Mudbugs as the third period has just begun there. Back into the Central Division, the St. Cloud Norsemen lead the North Iowa Bulls 2-1. Bismarck Bobcats, they had a 3-2 lead over the Minnesota Mallards last time we checked there. Now they have a 7-2 lead as the floodgates have opened up there. So the Bobcats look like they will stay 7 points above the Toros, which is where we started tonight. Aberdeen Wings have extended their lead over the Austin Bruins. They lead 3-1 as we're rooting for the Wings to take down the Bruins. Toros could end up in second place after tonight's matchup. Chippewa Steel 2-0 over the Janesville Jets. 6:30 to go in the third there. Wisconsin Windigo 3-1 over the Springfield Blues. 8 minutes to go in the third there. El Paso Rhinos 3-0 over the Amarillo Wranglers as we're in the second intermission there. Lone Star Brahmas 3-1 lead over the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. We talked about goal differential and the Toros having the highest in the lead. Lone Star was one behind the Toros heading into tonight's game, so they lead by 2. Toros a 6-0 lead over the Shamrocks, so looking to extend upon that goal differential margin. The Odessa Jackalopes tied with the Colorado Grit at 1 apiece as the second period has about 15 minutes to play there. And that will do it for scores around the NAHL. Let's keep going. We'll do college hockey. College hockey scores coming at you. Boston College took down Boston University 6-2 in that Boston rivalry. Wisconsin has clawed closer. They trail by 1, 4-3 against Michigan. 7 minutes and 21 seconds to go in that matchup. Sacred Heart 8-2 over Yale. St. Cloud State 3-2 over Omaha. 14 minutes to play there. Minnesota Duluth has a 4-2 lead over 5th-ranked Denver. 9 minutes to play in the third period in that one. Colorado College tied up with Arizona State at 0 halfway through that game. And everything else has wrapped up in college hockey. Providence and UMass Lowell went to a shootout. We'll see who won that one. And still looking for a shootout winner there, unclear. Well, Providence and UMass Lowell, we'll see who picks up the extra point in that one. Ferris State took down Minnesota State 2-0. Big upset. Michigan Tech 3-2 over Northern Michigan. Lindenwood 3-2 over Notre Dame. And that will do it in college hockey for us as we take a look one more time at our NHL scores. The Islanders picked up a 3-1 win at home over the Flyers. Dallas Stars 4-3 lead over the Golden Knights at home with 5 minutes to play in the third. Winnipeg Jets 2-1 lead over Utah Hockey Club as that's in the second intermission. And the Chicago Blackhawks hold a 3-2 lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning as we're in the third. And back here, your Minot Minotauros a 6-0 lead over the Watertown Shamrocks. Talking a little bit about record watch, Jack O'Hanneson was 3 points away from tying Jack Stahowiak for the most points by a Minotauro at 118. O'Hanneson is now up to 117 as he picked up a pair of goals, the first one coming 9 minutes and 17 seconds into the second period, and his second goal of the period coming with just under 3 minutes to play in the second, as the Toros have been all over the scoring charts. O'Hanneson appears to be the only player with multiple points for the Toros, and I'm doing some math here on how many Toros players have recorded a point. Bear with me for just a moment. So that should be 16 Toros that have a point tonight, if I'm looking at this correctly. And it appears to be that way. 16 different players with a point for the Toros. Impressive stuff.
We will get you your fixins.
All right, we'll get you out to a quick commercial break here at Mesa Arena. We'll come back a little more through the second intermission. Toros lead 6-0. Back here at Mesa Arena during the second intermission, Toros a 6-0 lead over the Shamrocks. John Small cashed in to begin the second period, and Ohanesen added 2 more as we take a look at highlights from the second period. And here it is, starting it off. Toros break out of the zone. Small has it. And Small takes it himself, gets up under the arm of Phil Lashaw. Lashaw would come out of the game after that, as here's Jack Ohanesen's opportunity, batting from behind the net. Passed it through, got to Ohanesen right in front, a wide open look, and Ohanesen cashed in. That was not all, as this one was once again about as easy as it comes for Jack Ohanesen, right in front of the net. Just a little flick that got under the arm of Mason Gudridge. So both of Ohanesen's goals came against the backup goaltender for the Shamrocks, Mason Gudridge, who is making his debut. Ohanesen sitting just 1 point behind the Toros' all-time leader in points, Stahowiak, who is at 118, Ohanesen at 117. We'll see if Ohanesen can perhaps tie that record in the third period as the Toros lead 6-0, shots on goal. Toros 27, Watertown 11. And in that second period, Toros 12-3 over the Shamrocks in shots on goal. Tomorrow night here at Mesa Arena is Cowbell Night. First 1,000 fans that enter the Pepsi rink here at Mesa Arena will receive a cowbell courtesy of North Star Community Credit Union. And Mesa Arena is sure to be rocking tomorrow night, so if you haven't already, make sure to buy your tickets at tickets.minotauroshockey.com. So make sure you are here for Cowbell Night. And after this weekend, the Toros hit the road for 2 straight weeks. They head to Watertown next week, so including tonight's game, 4 straight games against the Watertown Shamrocks. Then the Toros head out to North Iowa before returning home for Valentine's weekend. They have 1 game at home against the Bismarck Bobcats, followed by a game on the road against Bismarck, as the Toros and Bobcats usually split the weekend at each place. We'll take a look at the schedule following that. So home here, then in Watertown, in North Iowa, home and home against Bismarck. And then after that series against Bismarck, the Toros go back to Watertown before returning home for pretty much the entire month of March, starting off February 28th, March 1st against the Aberdeen Wings. Then they play the Mallards March 7th and 8th. They play the Bulls March 14th and 15th. All those games here in the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. 1 away series in March. That's going to come in Austin March 21st to 22nd. Then they return home to play Austin to end the month of March, 28th and 29th. And then a series in Aberdeen to begin April, and then another split home and home against Bismarck to round out the season. And then hopefully following that will be playoffs, but obviously the schedule remains unknown for that, as we're just about 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from action in the third period between the Toros and the Shamrocks. Can the Toros continue to tack on a few more goals? We'll wait and see, but first we got a competition down on the ice.
Good. That's okay, because his second shot is worth $260. You might want to take them out of sport mode. And our third shot is for $130. And that
that's okay because you get a gift card for an oil change that you can use in like 6 years. Give it up for Bridger.
Couple minutes away from action still in the third period between the Toros and the Shamrocks, as we'll take a look at the stats from tonight's game. So back in the first period, it was Landon Fleming who Gavin Middendorf that begun the scoring with the wraparound goal. Noah Gibbs picked up the assist there. Then 30 seconds later, Landon Fleming found the back of the net. Dane Ramirez and Leo Sabulis picking up assists. And Ian Spencer cashed in with 6 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the first period. Braden Jacobs and Chuck Owens gaining the apple on that one. Then in the second period, John Small with the first goal there. That made it a 4-0 game. Ian Spencer picked up an assist for his second point of the night, as did Ty James. That was Ty James's first point. Then the two goals by O'Hanneson with Adam Mahler, Billy Batten, Jesse Yahala, and then Mahler again picking up the assists there. Taking a look at Jack O'Hanneson once again. O'Hanneson had 44 points coming into tonight's game. That was 9th in the North American Hockey League. Add on his 2 goals, and now he's got 46 points this season. So depending on how everything else plays out, O'Hanneson is surely in the top 10 in points in the league, as the line of Billy Batten, Jesse Yahala, and the aforementioned Jack O'Hanneson out there for the Toros, or Ian Spencer and Adam Mahler there as well, as we begin play here in the third period. Toros control off the draw. It's Yahala. Yahala back across in his own zone for Mahler. Mahler hands it to O'Hanneson. Toros still have 1 minute and 18 seconds to go on the power play, as William Shepard sits in the penalty box for the Shamrocks. Yahala sends it around. Shamrocks don't get out to that puck. Toros keep it in, back down into the right corner. It's Ian Spencer. Spencer looking for Batten too strong, and that allows the Shamrocks to clear, as Mahler couldn't keep that one in the blue line. O'Hanneson now enters on the left side. O'Hanneson over to Mahler at the point. Mahler right side now for Yahala down to the goal line. Back to Yahala on the half wall. Goal line once again. It's Batten. Batten had that one poked free. He kicked it out to Adam Mahler. O'Hanneson on the left wing. O'Hanneson looking for the one-timer, whiffed on the shot, got it back, gives it to Mahler. Over to Yahala. Looking for an opening, now down to the goal line. Back to Yahala, goal line, shot, it's in! Billy Batten with the power play goal, and the Toros tack on one more. It's 7-0.
Did O'Hanneson have an assist on that? It was O'Hanneson had it at one point, then gave it to Mahler. No, it'll be Yahala with the other assist. Mahler and Yahala.
That is a tough angle.
As the Toros kick the extra point.
That took me a second to get that one. Shamrocks quickly dump it in. It's Delevka on the far side.
By Northern Plains Equipment. Goal scored by number 34, Billy Batten, his 17th of the season. Assisting on the goal, number 10, Jesse Uhala. Time of the goal, 1 minute, 6 seconds of the third period.
Noah Gibbs skates out with the puck, gives it over for Braden Jacobs. Jacobs was pressured, but he got by before hitting the deck. Comes up, Jordan Gibbs is going to retreat, not going to try and keep that one in, as Holden Carter was pressured by Noah Gibbs. Carter lost the handle, and here come the Toros. Jacobs, big hit up into the wall from Lafleur. Allows Boren to get it back to Lafleur. Lafleur couldn't control the pass.
That last goal came on the power play, so the Toros 2 for 4 tonight on the First Western Bank and Trust power play.
They were 25% coming into the night, as Peral sends that one down, tipped by Owens. Skating up the ice now into neutral and over for Lafleur. Lafleur down into the near side corner as Peral takes it away. Peral had that one tipped. Shamrocks get it back over at the point. Lafleur, the long shot, that one blocked by Owens. James races up the left side. Ty James moving through defenders, but the puck goes around the boards. James has it back on the goal line. Up for Ohannesson. Shot, that one tipped. Ohannesson down to retrieve.
The block broke the defender's stick.
Toros couldn't capitalize as Ohannesson might have had a clean whack at it, but just the stick got in the way. Baden's going to chip that one up into the neutral ice, and all the way down it goes for an icing.
Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Shots 28-11. I did go back and look. They did get one shot last period after the John Small goal. But since then, it's one shot on goal for the Shamrocks, 3 goals for the Toros. So since that fourth one, it's been all Toros.
And picking up the power play goal to begin the third period here. Shamrocks have it. Up for Doobie. Doobie trying to get away from Ohannesson. Doobie, goal line shot. Sweden made the save and then swept that one out to the boards. Fleming in the far corner trying to shovel that one out and clear, but Doobie sends it right back. Mikesh swept it around. Clogged up here on the near side. Comes out to Mikesh. Mikesh up to Holden Carter all the way across the blue line for Doobie, but Doobie couldn't control it, and it just escaped beyond the Toro zone. Sent back in. Mahler on the far side to greet it, but crashing was Ryan Murphy. Comes up for Ohannesson. Ohannesson quickly sweeps it to Baden. Baden over for Fleming. Fleming, nice move to his right, but 3 defenders in the way. And no one there in the cream to help out Billy Baden. Middendorf takes it back for the Toros. Middendorf through defenders. Middendorf on the right side, all alone, spinning away, and he's going to be forced to retreat. Gibbs enters now on the left side. Gibbs had that one taken from him by Masayevsky. Long one-timer from Tui, and it looked like he found the back of the net, and now they score.
Middendorf finds the loose change for his second of the night.
For a second, it looked like the initial shot got in on the right side as it kind of brushed against the netting. Saw some fans react to that one. And then Middendorf decided, well, that one didn't go in, but I'll put it right back.
Just like his first one, just wraps it around the post from behind the net. And now we have 2 players on hat trick watch.
Middendorf and Ohannesson.
By Northern Plains Equipment. Goal scored by number 17, Gavin Middendorf, his 18th of the season. Assisting on the goal, number 38, Connor Tui. Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 37 seconds.
And Middendorf now with more goals than games played for the Toros.
Gibbs' shot got tipped out, and now with a lot of spaces, Gardner moved to his left, backhand shovel saved by Svedin. That might have been the best look the Shamrocks have had since the first period.
And that's just their second shot on goal since John Small scored 7:49 into the second period. Toros have 4 goals since then on
who knows how many shots.
8 shots.
Oh, right, as Gudridge came into the game,
yeah,
so.
Gudridge came on after John Small's goal, so he is.
Long shot coming in, and it bounced through, but Svedin stayed put to make the save. Oh, and a lot of physicality on the far side. It's Davin Nichols going at it once again. Nichols, who's he tied up with there?
He's tied up with White Rabbit, and White Rabbit took Nichols' helmet off, That should be an extra penalty.
And they're still going at it, and because they're kind of up against the boards, the officials, now they finally get in between them, but it took them a second there. Davin Nichols.
Nichols not trying to fight. 2 fights in a game gets you tossed and suspended. So White Rabbit jumped him.
And Nichols didn't head to the box like you said. He immediately headed to the locker room.
So I don't know if he's been tossed or if he just needed to go reset. By the time we're on camera, they're already tied up.
And because it was so far away from the puck, I mean, I didn't see it begin.
No, I didn't notice it right away either. By the time I looked over, they were already engaged. But again, depending on what they call here,
I'm not sure Nichols gets a fighting for this.
well, if he doesn't, then the Toros on a 5-minute major power play, which
it's hard.
Toros' record for goals in a game is 11, done twice against St. Cloud. If the Toros are given a 5-minute power play here, I would venture to say that that record may be in jeopardy.
That's a tough situation for Davin Nichols because White Rabbit engaged, right? He already has a fighting against him tonight.
He knows he can't go, and that's why White Rabbit had to rip Nichols' helmet off, because he was trying to get him to go. Now the question is, it was so far off the puck, I guarantee the referee wasn't looking that way, so did the linesman see it?
Because a lot of times
Because it's not on camera, so the league's not going to be able to go back and review, so by the time everyone noticed what was going on, they're already tied up. So what's the call going to be? You hate to see Nichols get suspended over something like this. He kept his gloves on. I guarantee if Nichols wanted to go, the gloves would have been gone. Because if
you can see it in his face when he wants to go.
Well, and yeah, as you saw earlier, he's not shy of going. He'll go with you if he can. As we look at the Central Division team leaders coming into play, Ohannesson has now pushed that up to 46. And as we've talked about, is just 1 point away from tying Trevor Stahoyak as the Toros' all-time leading point man.
I think they just signaled that Nichols is gone. Unless they're signaling to get him back out.
And put him in the box.
Right. That might be what I mean, it's a confusing signal, right? Because normally that might mean you're gone, but they know that Nichols is back in the box, so maybe they're saying, hey, get him back out here.
I would imagine we're going to see them call him roughings. Gloves never did come off.
Can you get a fighting one way and a roughing the other way?
You can.
And like you said, it's a tough call for the officials.
The biggest thing is the helmet removal. The helmet removal is an automatic ejection and a suspension. And Davin Nichols' helmet was about 10 feet away from them on the ice. As we wait for the explanation from the penalty box, still nothing showing up on the game sheet.
And it's a tough one for them to review, right? You don't have the footage to go back to.
Well, the only thing that's reviewable is goals live. So it would be the league reviewing the video for any suspensions. But again, we don't.
Ebner and
I think Nichols is back in the training room is what they're saying. Although Meg's on the bench, so I don't know. Megumi Furuta, the athletic trainer for the Toros, usually if a player was in the training room, she would be back with him. There's an extra 2-minute penalty put up on the Shamrocks on Ryan White Rabbit.
Nichols.
And you can see he's got the pieces of his helmet he has to put back together while he's in the box. So they call matching roughing minors on White Rabbit and Nichols, and then an additional roughing minor on White Rabbit. So the Toros will go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play for the 5th time, already 2 for 4.
Ken, given what you were saying about when the helmet comes off, doesn't it seem like
They also
White
can't
Rabbit-
can't assess that penalty without having seen it, right? You
Right.
can't infer that just because the helmet's 10 feet away. But Nichols' earpiece was ripped off. The loop by his left ear was ripped off, so that generally doesn't happen if the helmet just falls off. Either way, Toros to the power play, up 8.
Ohanesen in the corner. Ohanesen up for Yahala quickly to Spencer. Spencer left to right, drops it to Mahler over Ohanesen, left wing. Ohanesen sends across for Mahler at the right point. Down goal line, Spencer looking inside for Batten, and that one's going to be sent away.
Interesting, the power play at the end of the period, the Toros did not use a power play unit. Now they are.
Yahala on the left side, going to fire that one around. Goes for Ohanesen, who quickly sends it back. Ian Spencer was not up there to keep it in, and time has ticked off the power play, just 1:15 to go. Mahler spinning away from trouble. Resets behind the net for the breakout. Gibbs off the half wall. Comes up into the near corner. Toros couldn't keep it, and a puck was heading up for us here in the press box. Hopefully everyone in the audience is okay. It appears so, as that puck was given to a little kid sitting right behind the box.
13:33 left to go here in the third. 55 seconds on the power play for the Toros. This power play group for the Toros, if they can get this second unit going, this already deadly power play for the Toros will venture on unstoppable.
Doobie quickly clears it. Noah Gibbs had chopped at that one out of midair. Now it's Jordan Gibbs gives to Gibbs. Dropped off for Middendorf. Middendorf on the left side. Middendorf wrapping around. Middendorf. Around the world for Gavin Middendorf. Gibbs gives over right side for Gibbs. Down to the goal line. Looking in for Braden Jockums.
They actually had Middendorf crashing to the back post, but it didn't get through.
Middendorf has it now. Middendorf closing in, sends a pass, backdoor, shot saved, and it goes behind the net. Middendorf gets it up for Jordan Gibbs, over to Noah Gibbs. Power play about to expire. Middendorf, pass, a shot saved, and that's going to get beyond the blue line as the Shamrocks killed the power play. An opportunity the other way. LaFear backhand shot saved by Spadine, keeping the shutout alive.
Toros all-time leader with 8 career blankings, as that goes for Minot's finest collision center icing.
And he's got a shutout in each of the last 2 weekends, one against St. Cloud, one against Aberdeen.
Both on Saturday nights. Toros' previous leader in shutouts was Ate Tolvanen, who had 6. His came all in one season. 3 of Lucas's came last year, so he's got 5 this year, a chance to tie the single season record as well as already holding the career record.
Sabulis chases it down, gets it up for Ramirez. Ramirez back down into the corner for Sabulis. Shamrocks flip it around. Ty James crashing on the boards to keep it in. Toros are not slowing down with an 8-0 lead. Shamrocks escape momentarily, and James sends it back in.
Nichols going full wrecking ball on that shift.
Near side for Perral. Perral back down behind the net. Couple Shamrocks whiffed on the puck, but so did Dame Ramirez, and a big hit by Davin Nichols. And another fight breaking out on the far side. Nichols immediately skated away from that one, didn't want to get into a tussle, as we mentioned, already one fighting tonight, and he's going to be escorted into the box.
They went after Ramirez instead.
And the player who Nichols went into is injured down on the ice.
I believe that's Murphy.
And you hate to see that, particularly in a game when you've got under 12 minutes to go in an 8-0 game.
Shots also equally one-sided, so yeah. I don't think it was a particularly bad hit. I'm curious if we have the replay. We do. Puck comes along to the side, and here you see Murphy turn up ice, and Nichols has him lined up, and then Murphy turns back down the ice, and that's what, at a certain point, the player with the puck has to take some responsibility as well.
If not, even if it is a penalty, it's not necessarily...
Not an egregious one. It wasn't a dirty hit. The puck carrier just turned his back.
And you just got to protect yourself there. And we're getting another review here. Not quite sure what for.
They are going to send Nichols.
Nichols making a couple of trips down the tunnel now after the first time thought he was ejected. Or are they just not assessing a penalty?
No, I'm sure they are. Yeah, it's a 5-minute major. Checking from behind a 5 in a game. So now the Toros will go to the kill for 5 minutes.
Middendorf will sit the 5 minutes in the box for Davin Nichols. I think we're in agreement. We don't think that was worth a major.
No, I don't think so. Only because when you go and look at it, the way Murphy was carrying the puck up the wall and then just turned back at the last second to go back down the wall when he saw Nichols coming, and it really, Nichols wasn't accelerating, so it wouldn't have been a charge. I have no problem with a 2-minute there, but I don't know how Nichols at that point, who was already committed to the hit, is supposed to pull up.
Entering is Sproul. Sproul had that one poked free by John Small. Sproul trying to get by Small as the Shamrocks have 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go on the major. It's fired around. Svedin couldn't get his stick on it as it comes into the far corner. Peral going to shoot that around the boards, and it gets by Travis Lafleur.
That's a good clear by Perot.
Bartley retreating now for the Shamrocks. Applying pressure is Billy Batten, and Batten got the puck. Batten looking into the slot. Peralga send it around back for Batten. Toros with some time in the Shamrock zone on the penalty kill. Shamrocks now take it back. It's Masievsky turning, gets it up to Delevka. Back over on the half wall, down to the goal line, and back to Masievsky.
Good stick by Batten, takes it away.
Toros have killed about 1 minute and 50 seconds off the power play as Chuck Owens collided with Brant Doobie there. Nothing comes of it. Shamrocks are going to hold and wait for a couple of subs. Comes up for Sproul. Sproul enters center of the ice. Sproul taking it now right side. Sproul lobbing one in toward the slot. Comes out up to Visnapu. Visnapu over for Lafleur. Lafleur couldn't handle it, and the Toros clear once again. Toros could have had a 2-on-1 there if Small had it. He had Ian Spencer on his right. Ryan Ginker Ginger racing down to the goal line. Ginger is being bodied out by Landon Fleming. Good work by Fleming. Shot coming in, saved by Svedin, and that one goes just above the boards and into the netting.
So just off the front of the mezzanine there. Toros have killed 2 minutes and 49 seconds of this PK.
Pretty effortlessly too. There hasn't been much action in front of the net of Svedin. Toros control off the draw. Comes up for White Rabbit. White Rabbit left point over right side. Back up to White Rabbit. Over Delevka. Delevka takes the shot and it's blocked. Delevka gets it back. Delevka drops it off for Bartley. Bartley trying to get past Fleming, but he can't, so he takes it behind the goal line and gets it up for Masiewski. Masiewski turning off the boards. White Rabbit can't keep it in.
Love to see the shot block from Fleming in an 8-0 game. It'd be real easy for a player, especially a 20-year-old, to just let one go by. Especially as good as the Toros goaltending has been.
Chartier turned and fired that one. It got blocked and went up into the rafters here at the Pepsi rink.
But it'd be very understandable for a defenseman to just say, I'm pretty sure Lucas has this one. But still, Toros defensemen out there blocking shots, helping their goaltender. Despite the fact that this one pretty well decided.
And helping him preserve that shutout as White Rabbit looking for space on the right side. 1 minute and 7 seconds to go on the power play. White Rabbit up to the right point for Sproul. Back down to White Rabbit. Inside LaFear shot. And that one finds the back of the net.
Tip out front. Finds the corner.
So the Shamrocks finally end the shutout as Svedin's bid for what would be the 9th shutout of his career comes to an end.
Toros will stay on the kill as the penalty was a 5-minute major. But that's the first goal the Toros have allowed, or that Lucas has allowed since 12:06 of the second period last Friday.
It was their captain, Ryan Ginger, who picked up the goal as Sproul racing in. Sproul almost got that one to the net. Now a shot in front of the net for Chartier. Chartier trying to fire it in again, and that one blocked away. Chartier with a wide open opportunity to add on one more, what would have been just about 15 seconds later.
Still 33 seconds left on the kill.
Referee getting in the way of the puck there as that pass intended for Sproul, but well out to the left of him. Sproul down to retrieve. 23 seconds to go on the power play. Sproul across the center of the ice, up for White Rabbit. White Rabbit right side against the boards, looking there for Ginger, but Ian Spencer poking that one out to the neutral ice. Small up off the boards. Small might have thought that Perreault was going to crash up against the boards in the neutral ice, but Perreault stayed out in the center of the ice as it now comes back up for Ian Spencer. Spencer jammed up, gives it to Small. Small left side. Small had that one knocked free. Here comes Elliot McKesh. McKesh, a pass over for Luke Gallo. Gallo into Masiewski. Masiewski had that one knocked away by Hubert Clark. Comes up top now for Holden Carter. Carter blocked by Ian Spencer. Spencer getting in the way of that one as the Toros continue to block shots. McKesh is going to swivel that one down for Gallo. Gallo racing away from Hubert Clark, trying to turn in toward the net. And as he did, it was taken away by John Small. Shamrocks take it right back on the far half wall. Comes over near side for William Shepard, and that's blocked again by Ian Spencer.
Toros are back to full strength.
Dimitris Delevka down to the goal line. Wraparound try, no good. And it was Ty James first to the puck after the short rebound. Shepard passing it back off the boards for Visnapu. Visnapu, pass intercepted by Mahler. Mahler trying to work away from two defenders. Adam Mahler being hounded there as it now goes back to Landon Fleming. Fleming hit the deck momentarily, quickly back on his feet. All the way across for Billy Batten. Batten on the left side. Batten in toward the net, blocked away.
Yohala took it back though.
Comes up for Mahler at the right point. Mahler off the boards and cleared by Visnapu. 4 minutes and 38 seconds remain in this one. Toros an 8-1 lead as Landon Fleming weaves his way through defenders in the Toro zone. Up for Ohannes. Yahala, space on the left side. Yahala can't get by Justin Bartley as they now both hit the ice. Landon Fleming's going to flip that one down to the far corner. Ryan White Rabbit can't keep it. Well, now he gets back to it, and White Rabbit is going to send it around. LaFear down on the near side. LaFear lost the puck, had to look up, realized it wasn't on his stick, and he gets it back. LaFear inside, shot up into the air. Sproul now. Sproul passing it backdoor, shot coming in. It was blocked, still in front of the net. Svedin needs to fall on it, still in front. And at long last, it is cleared by the Toros as Lucas Svedin was going all out to try and fall on that puck, but he couldn't find it.
Several fans have decided to try and beat traffic given the one-sided score, but those that were here are still here. Swedes a lot of love on that scramble.
Sergat gives it up for Doobie. Doobie quickly off for Joe Rice. Rice spinning. Rice firing one through the slot. Shot from a tough angle is blocked out, and the Toros come with numbers, and it looks like they're going to slow it down. Perot shot into the glove of Mason Gudridge with 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in the third period. Toros added 2 goals at the start of the period, just 1 minute and 6 seconds in. Billy Batten tacked one on, and Gavin Middendorf got his second of the night just a few later.
So, offensive zone draw coming for the Toros.
Hit up off the boards as Shepard able to clear that one. Ty James chases it down. James behind the Toros net, up for John Small. Small spinning away from traffic, back down for Hubert Clark as the Toros try to play keep away here in their own zone. Clark passed that one off the skate of Gavin Middendorf and goes down to retrieve. James to Small. Small on the right side, knocked free. James gets it to Clark. Clark sends it around the boards. Gudridge tried to grab it but couldn't. In for Luke Gallo, and Gallo bodied away by Hubert Clark. Spencer gets it on the near side. Spencer looking for Middendorf just out in front of him. Justin Bartley shovels it back into the Toros zone. Clark, long pass up for Spencer. Spencer enters left side. Spencer across Middendorf, shot. And it was blocked up into the air. Spinning and firing one back in was Ian Spencer. Justin Bartley lobs one up into the air as there are just about 90 seconds to play here in the third period. Up into the netting, and we'll get a drop coming in the Toro zone.
Credit to the Shamrocks. It would have been real easy for them to quit on this one. They've continued to work hard through the third period despite an 8-1 margin.
Shamrocks lead in shots on goal in the third. They have 8, Toros just 6. They did have 5 minutes on the power play as a bouncing puck is blocked up by Sabulis, and Sabulis is now going to send it down beyond the goal line. Jockham's crashing for the Toros. Jockham's in the far corner, gets it back to Sabulis behind the net. Dane Ramirez might have had a chance on the far post. Comes up now for Jockham's. Jockham's going to take it back over to the center of the ice as with under a minute to go, the Toros are going to be called for icing, and at this point, Ken,
that was one they maybe could have waved off, but the good news, if you're keeping an eye on out-of-town scores, Bismarck does top the Mallards 7-2. St. Cloud gets North Iowa 2-1, but the Aberdeen Wings go into the spam can and win 5-1.
Shot comes in, and Svedin is able to stop that one with just over 50 seconds to go.
Evan, you may not even be aware. Austin, Minnesota, the home of Hormel Foods Spam Factory.
I was not aware of that.
So that is why we lovingly refer to the Riverside Arena in Austin, Minnesota as the Spam Can. They have a Spam Boney instead of a Zamboni. Spam warm-up jerseys, so... But the good news for that is, barring what would be an epic collapse here by the Toros are going to be in second place in the Central in 40 seconds.
Toros just trying to keep it away from the Shamrocks here with 34 seconds to go. Gibbs is able to hack away at that one. Baden can't keep it. Back for Jordan Gibbs to Ty James. James drops it for Chuck Owens. Maybe the Toros have one more attack in him. Billy Baden on the right side, getting it down. Ty James behind the net, or perhaps Chuck Owens. Noah Gibbs now skating in. Long shot from James, a little left. 10 seconds to play in this one. Still physical, a big hit into the boards. Gibbs' shot is saved as time will expire here at Mesa Arena. The Minot Minotauros throttling the Watertown Shamrocks 8-1. There was never a doubt. 3 goals in the first, 3 goals in the second, a pair in the third before the Shamrocks put 1 on the board, and that makes for an 8-1 game.
Got a lot to be happy about if you're a Toro fan in this one. I think the most important from a Toro perspective, Toros jumped the Austin Bruins and are now in second place in the Central.
And from a standings perspective, I mean, that's all you could have hoped for tonight. The Bismarck Bobcats going up against the Minnesota Mallards. As much as you want a miracle there and to see the Mallards come away with the win, I think it's under the expectation that the Bobcats probably pick up a weekend sweep, but Aberdeen, has the ability to defeat the Bruins, which they did tonight. So the Toros are going to move to 53 points. The Bruins are going to sit down at 52 points, and the Bobcats will go up to 60 points in the Central Division. And Ken, who do you think Lauren might have Jack Ohannes in this time?
Usually it's the first star, so I imagine we'll hear from Jack. Not to give away the 3 stars, but I am the guy who picks them, so I kind of have an idea who they are.
If I had to give a shot, I'd say Svedin, Middendorf, and Ohanneson.
Next 3 stars of the game. The Liberty Tech's 3rd star of the game with 19 saves, number 60, Lucas Sweden. Your second star of the game with 2 goals, number 17, Gavin Middendorf. And your first star of the game with 2 goals, number 7, Jack O'Hannison.
All right, Minotauros fans, I am here with our third star, Lucas Fedin, for the post-game Farmers Union Insurance interview. You have been lights out, dude. Like, you've been insane. You had literally a crazy performance tonight. You had a shutout last weekend. What adds up to this? Like, what puts you in this mentality?
I think we just played really good as a team, especially last weekend. Our penalty kill was great, and I think for the first 2 periods today, too, we played really good as a team. I think in the third, something happened. Maybe we stopped focusing or got comfortable or something like that, but we got to pay way more attention to details in the third today. But yeah, like I said, I got good help from the guys. So.
All right, and y'all have had a really, really, really good start to 2025 in January here. What's it gonna take to just keep going?
I mean, just keep working hard in practice, like have confidence, and yeah, I mean, like I said, it's really a lot of team effort too. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Lucas.
You heard Lucas. The Toros have a lot to work on after their 8-1 victory.
Yeah, that shows you the focus of this team. You know, an 8-1 victory, and Lucas Sweden upset with their performance in the third period, in which they outscored their opponent 2-1. So, but you know, I'm not going to disagree with him. Attention to detail did maybe go out the window a little bit in the third period. Of course, some of that was having to kill a 5-minute major that I don't know should have been a 5-minute major, but also, you know, I think my bigger issue with it is that they gave him the game as well. That suspends him for tomorrow, but I don't necessarily mind maybe overreacting. You could sense the game was starting to get more and more physical. Maybe given the score, things were going to get a little out of hand. So you call a 5-minute major, and that makes everyone stop and think and maybe calm down, and it certainly did calm down the physicality of the game. But once that call was made, it seemed like the Toros just sort of, you know, partly because of the kill, but I think overall just the mentality was sit back and ride this one out, and yeah, they were happy to walk out of here with a 7-goal victory instead of an 8-goal victory, or possibly 9 or 10-goal victory.
And you look, well, the Toros have now won 6 in a row, and you look toward tomorrow's matchup, and there's, I mean, a couple of questions. You expect to see Lucas Fedin back out in net for the Toros, given how well he has played, and it seems as if he is taking that every night role for the Toros over the past few series.
Yeah, you know, he's giving up 1 goal a weekend. I don't know how you go away from that, although I will say at some point you may want to get Gavin Middendorf some time just in case something happens, Lucas, and you are going to have to rely on him. You don't want him to go, you know, 6-7 weeks without seeing live action, but he had a tough start his last time out, dropped the Toros' only loss of the month so far that Friday night against North Iowa. But it was a 3-2 game for Middendorf, so it wasn't like he completely got his doors blown off either. So it'll be interesting to see what Cody Campbell and Tyler Ebner decide to do in net. But right now, when you've got a guy as locked in as Lucas, I can understand where it would be pretty hard not to just want to pull the trigger and lean on him.
And what you could do is, if you have a night like tonight, maybe you put Mazenko in for the third period, or even the second period if you have a 4-0 lead going into it, and you can mix and match between the two.
It'll be interesting to see what the Toros do, but we'll find out tomorrow night. Final thoughts before we get out of here, Evan?
I mean, this was a wire-to-wire victory for the Toros. You couldn't have drawn it up any better, particularly in that first and second period. First period, a bunch of shots got through, but really the most dominant stretch was that second period when the Shamrocks got just 3 shots on goal. The time of possession with the puck in the Watertown zone and the ability to just dominate in every sense of the game, particularly in that second period, stood out. Toros are going to try and replicate that tomorrow.
All right, maybe we'll see a couple of records. Maybe Lucas Sweden can tie the single-season shutout record. Maybe Jack O'Hannison can tie or break the Toros all-time point record. Right now, just 1 point behind former captain Trevor Stahoyak for the most points by a Toro in franchise history. I'll let you get us out of here.
All right, that will do it for us here at Mesa Arena. Evan Epstein and Ken Oda signing off from the Pepsi Rink. Toros an 8-1 win over the Shamrocks. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:35 puck drop. Have a fantastic rest of your evening.